everybody.
Hi,
Hello, everybody, and welcome. We're D&D Boyband, no longer disembodied voices. A group of friends that would like to play D&D Pretty Boys, because apparently it's not fantasy unless everyone's hot. This is an original D&D campaign set in the Critical Role world of Exandria, taking place 10 years after the events of CR1. The group have somehow made their way from Tal'Dorei over to Rasha and have a whole host of issues, including making Essek their enemy. I'm Dungeon Master Jamie, and joining me tonight are the Spice Boys. First of all, let me introduce Clued as Rasha. We are waiting for Eski as Zug, who should be here soon. Sai as Aku, this will be the last week she is away, so she's feeling a bit better, but she'll be back next week, which is great. Luke as Ascor, Lauren as Romen, and finally Erin as Haydn. I believe Erin has a few announcements for us, as well as the fact that it is Bucky's 6th-month birthday, and he looks very cute. Thank you, Lauren.
It's Bucky's birthday! Happy birthday, Bucky!
Happy birthday,
Happy
Bucky!
birthday, Bucky.
Oh, sorry, it's Kale's
birthday
6 months. Sorry.
tomorrow as well, but
Kale's 6 months birthday tomorrow.
he's
Yes.
currently fighting a fly, and I don't want to stop him in the hunt because I do want the fly to die. So
Okay, wonderful.
Oh my God.
Hey, Bucky.
I can't believe
Anyways.
Bucky is 6 months old already. It only feels like yesterday I was visiting your house and he was like so tiny I could pick him up
I
with one
know,
hand.
and now he's so big!
Oh,
Okay.
it's so cute.
Bye-bye, everybody.
we're in
Bucky.
emote only jail mode, by the way.
I'm
Oh.
so sorry, guys. I'm literally the worst at running a stream. Oh my god.
Mm,
You are now free from emote only jail. Please say hello.
Everybody is free.
And
So sorry,
yes, Erin, your announcements.
Announcements. Who was gonna read out the announcement? Was it Clued or was it Lauren? We have a sponsorship today. Well, it's not really
Well,
sponsorship.
you didn't
We're
send me
doing...
the text, so...
Wow.
I sent it 2
I
weeks
have
ago.
it. I have it. I got him. I do have an
Clued's
announcement.
got it.
All right. Well, today we're going to talk about tabletop titties. So, tabletop titties is our friend. They are a queer and feminist tabletop role-playing podcast and streaming group, and they are run entirely by people of marginalized genders. Their second season of their D&D show, Into the Revelia, sorry guys, I can't speak, follows their heroes from season 1 as they take on Hit Point Press's hilarious horror carnival module, Heckner. Kind of like Vecna, you get it? Every Tuesday live at twitch.tv/tabletop titties at 7 p.m. Pacific time, which is 3 a.m. on Wednesdays for us. So we might have to watch reruns because we are not creatures of the night. And also in edited podcast form every Friday. And also their second show, Titties by Night, which sounds amazing, can I just say, is a Vampire the Masquerade V5 show starring a coterie of supernatural vampire investigators as they solve mysteries in Victorian London. Catch all the vampiric action Wednesdays at 8:30 Pacific time or 4:30 a.m. UK time on Twitch, and also in podcast form on Saturdays. We've gone Victorian. For more information, please visit tabletoptitties.com. And remember, every time we say titties, it's with double D's. Bam! Got him.
With D&D, right?
D&D.
No, just 2 D's, because, you know, a double D. Cause
No, it's because it's double Dungeons and Dragons, guys.
D's.
So yeah, they are a D&D group based over in my hometown of Vancouver, Canada, actually. So that was really cool. They reached out to us and wanted to do a little shout out exchange. So if you watch their show, they're gonna give us a little shout out soon too, which is really nice of them. So yeah, go throw them some thanks if that sounds like your kind of show. Our third announcement of today is we have finally unlocked our third Twitch emote. We have D&D boy Ascor available to use in the chat. He is looking very smug and he is sipping his delicious milk. Luke, do you have any words you want to say about this new emote?
Yeah, just briefly, one quick word, milk.
There's nothing more that needs to be said.
Well said, well said.
Well said. And
Well
yeah,
said, sir.
so I think that's us for announcements. Eski will hopefully be joining us real soon. But I think we are ready to get back into the recap, Mr. DM.
Okay, absolutely. So, you are back inside Kaz's house, having travelled here after successfully heisting the Amulet of Plains and your friend's body from Den Bylan. You have learned that Kaz has mainly been stealing money for his parents, his very cute old dwarf parents.
So cute.
And you all slept during the day. You all slept during the night. And Roman seems to have disappeared. I will say that given the passive perception, the only one who has noticed that is Rasha. Roman, during the night, heard a message from a Mr. Essek Thalis, who asked Roman to come and talk to him because Essek had been scrying on you and had observed the Zahir worshippers in them violin. And that seems to be like a pretty big deal given where you are. Lauren, how do you pronounce the name of the city where we are?
It is Rosona.
Rosona.
I don't
in the
know
heart of the dynasty, and pretty much not on board with any of the betrayal gods, more than most, you could say. Also, congrats to the people who got 5 subs.
Thank you very much, subs. Love you guys.
Cool. So we resume back in to Roman. Roman, as you are making your way through the various streets to the location that Essek mentioned, could I have a stealth check?
You may. Let me just load up the virtual tabletop because that was the one thing that I didn't do. Although I could actually just roll it inside D&D Beyond, so a stealth check. Wow.
When it's a natural 1, and we start the whole campaign again.
Okay, so that's a 16.
Okay, 16. Surprisingly or unsurprisingly, given the lack of group around you, you are able, and how well you know the city, you are able to move fairly quickly and fairly undetected through Rasona. The green lights, the streets are emptiest during this time, although being a fairly nocturnal people, it's not as empty as it would be some other cities. And you eventually make your way to the edge of the city and through a gate out into the barbed fields, making your way slowly around the side, looking out over the vast desert. Even now, you can see in the twilight some of the ruins far off, flares of magic exploding in the distance of the unstable landscape. 10 minutes of walking around the edge of the iron wall that encapsulates Rasona from the rest of this barren landscape, you see a figure approaching you, a height that you recognize, and the lack of footsteps that alert you that this is probably the person you've come here to meet, wearing a hood in the same way that you are, face obscured and hidden, but nonetheless floating towards you.
Yeah, pull my hood down and just kind of like cross my arms.
Taking down the hood to reveal the pretty face of Essek. Kind of hair slightly tousled, clearly looking quite stressed. You know him well. You know that he generally has a very deal of composure at him, but this is not the well put together, composed Essek as you would have seen multiple times before, and the one who certainly would present himself when given the option. He looks at you quite warily. I'd say you're probably about 20 feet apart at this point.
I also look at him warily and say, so what, you brought me out here so you could grovel for my... Wait, I'm not doing ghost voice. What the hell happened to my voice?
So curious.
I was so confused there, sorry. So you brought me all the way out here just so you could grovel without an audience. I would have liked a couple of your den, perhaps the wider community, to see this apology in person, but the fact that you came here to do it nonetheless. Well, I'm waiting.
I don't believe I have anything to apologize for.
Okay, so this is where Roman manifests an echo behind him and then teleports to the echo with a knife in his hand at Essek Phyllis's throat.
Okay. As he kind of sighs, and you see his the magic fade, and he kind of hits the ground, or you start supporting him a little bit. So I suppose. Hey, Eski.
I'm here to ruin the experience.
Welcome back.
Thanks, man. Sorry, man.
No problem. We done the introduction and everything, and this is Roman talking to Essek. Cool.
Understood.
So, yes, Roman said, you come here to grovel. Roman said he's got nothing to apologize for, and Roman is holding a knife to his neck currently. So he goes, even if you could cut me, I suppose it would just make your climbs go from imaginary to real.
Oh yes, but wouldn't it feel so much better?
For a time. I wonder who I'd come back as. I'd really rather not be a hobgoblin, honestly.
I don't know. I think it would suit you some. You'd find it a lot easier to sneak around, eh? As you're wont to do.
I have people to do that for me. Look, Roman, I have some things I think you should know. That's why I called you here.
I suppose you have run out of family members to arrest. So talking is the next natural step, of course. And Roman will ease the knife off his throat this time and go back to his original position, switching places with his echo.
It kind of sighs. Your family are fine. They're not where your friends were. They are fine.
Fine. You think this is all fine?
They are alive. They are healthy. They are not in jail. That is how I do catechize as fine, given the circumstances. Anyway.
Go on.
So as you are, I believe, now aware, I observed much of what happened since you left. I was curious. I wanted evidence. In the time you have been gone, much has remained the same and much has changed. One of those changes has been encroachment of a most malignant kind. Some of us, seemingly, have been attempting to turn others towards that darker path we moved from long ago. Initially, it was believed to be that accursed spider again. And for a time we believed it was. But I never suspected Den Violin, and I was curious what you'd find when you went. I never suspected that. So I must thank you.
Something that the famous, all-knowing Shadow Hand had no idea of.
Hardly all-knowing.
Yes, well, I know that.
Yet.
So what are you doing about it?
The same thing I was doing to you.
Oh, complete incompetence then. Wonderful. Love to hear that. Come back after 10 years, trapped in a hell of... to this, just staggering incompetence.
What was I supposed to think? You and your little foolish brother disappear for 10 years. You return not only with my delivery that is yet to make it to my way, may I point out, but a member of a family that has directly attempted to oppose us multiple times, whose father is currently denouncing us in a political campaign for one of the most powerful positions in Taldore. Somebody who claims to worship a god that does not exist. You know what red flags that can be.
Yes, well...
And somebody who claims to be the scion of Orcus, or at least you claimed it. What was I supposed to think?
Well, my brother certainly knows how to pick his friends. It is true. What else would you expect?
What would you have done, Roman? I have people, I do not know who, but people spreading foul, malignant information, terrorist attacks, and suddenly you return, your brother returns with all of these people. You aren't going through the proper channels. You are found after murdering somebody in the street. Suffice to say, the search of your house turned up nothing more troubling than your research into the Far Realms, which aligns with much of what you've said anyway. The things I heard of the ritual, however, that Elenia did, the things he summoned into this world, the portals he opened, how could I not suspect?
I'm just reveling in the moment of you being wrong. Don't mind me. Besides that, and something you touched upon yourself, you've not been entirely too busy to look after your own ends in these last 10 years. Certainly, you've placed some interesting orders from across the ocean. One does wonder what the Shadow Hand would be doing with a Dunamantic bomb delivered from an opposing dynasty, whatever it is they have over there, delivered by a curious little man.
Not unsanctioned. Do not, I suppose. If you make a general persuasion check.
I'm not good at this. That's a 2. He's too smug for his own good.
Okay. Before we get into that, I would like you to know that your family are in the process of being released.
Mm-hmm.
Take a little bit of time, but I'm sure you'll be able to return home soon.
Oh yes, well I'm sure the Bright Queen will ensure to their safe release once she finds out that they were arrested under false pretenses. Is it?
Her Majesty is fully aware, and he kind of winces a little bit. As for Haydn and his delivery, I can assure you that there is nothing untoward. A device was found that I and others were unable to open. So that this was found alongside one of the excavation sites. It was determined that if I were unable, we should enlist the help of strangers from far afield, ones we trusted, perhaps. Recent heroes, or maybe learned members, such as... Anyway, only myself and the recipient know the way we've attempted to open it, and the Dunamantic machinery placed around the edge. You correctly identify as a bomb, except there is one thing different about it. That bomb is primed to explode the second it is fully charged, rather than having a release mechanism. If a creature or an entity powerful enough were to gain hold of it, perhaps mistake the outer crusting for the way to open the device, take it into 9 different realms, it would explode, hopefully destroying them and whatever's inside, and posing no threat to this plane whatsoever. It is impossible for that device to explode on this plane.
How very clever of you. So, nobody over there could unlock its secrets, and it's on its way back.
I believe the various mages of the Arcana Philosophical failed, as the members of the Corporal Soul, as I believe did members of Vox Machina. All of them failed.
Well, I suppose we agree on one thing at least. This device should most likely be returned to you to avoid further harm. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
He's barking at himself in the mirror.
Whilst I am keen to have it returned, I have yet to devise a new way of dealing with it, or attempting to reveal what is inside. That is why I did not immediately rip it from your friend's hands, presuming he had it in that prison. Its return would indicate that I would need to begin working on it rather than other things. It needs to return eventually. However, I suspected that without proper incentives, it may never return.
A fair assumption, given what I know of this lot.
Yes, and not a service I probably will be using again.
No, perhaps a low rating would be required here. I understand. So,
What it's worth, Roman, given that no evidence was turned up, I regret what I have put you through. And I am sure that you will not allow your brother or your party friends, all the members you have returned with, to become something that I should pay attention to.
only been back a few days, being aware of the existence of these people and these problems for a few days. It's still a lot to unpack. But I will make one thing clear right now before you make another mistake. And you will not make another mistake, will you, Essek? That you know where my allegiances lie.
One is enough for a lifetime. I do now. He kind of nods at you.
Well then, I've seen enough of your face anyway for another 10 years, so I will be leaving now.
And he kind of, like, as he goes to put his hood up, I believe that you'll be able to walk freely now around. However, your friend, sorry, you'll be able to walk freely now. Your friend, the orc, probably made some enemies that are not official in nature.
From what I've seen, at least, they shouldn't have a problem dealing with that, but I will do my best to minimize the disruption to the people of the city.
I'm sure you're... Oh, sorry, before you go. The guard that was killed.
I am aware.
Is that a story you wish to enlighten me? What happened? He was not recognized.
He was one of them, one of their party that they returned with their travels with my brother. I know naught of his allegiances, his nature, just that he was caught up in that escape accident.
Well, there were no records of... We did a full head count when we returned, and there was no there was an extra. I would have liked to have seen Lord Byland's report, but I do not think it can be trusted. If he is one of yours, I trust you to deal with it then. Or one of them, I suppose.
Yes, I understand they are dealing with it.
Despite your misgivings, I am sure we'll see each other again soon.
I have such terrible luck, so it seems likely.
Say I almost missed you, Roman.
Roman just turns away and laughs and walks
There's
away.
a slight chuckle. Puts his head up, goes back. Okay, walking back. Yeah, no guards seem particularly interested, so do not worry about a stealth roll. Rasha, I will say that you noticed about 2 hours after he went.
I have to
Roman
close
turns.
this door. I'm so sorry.
That's
this
okay. Roman
fucking dog.
returns. Everybody wakes up in Kaz's house. Some of you with mouths burned from spice and soup, but some of you loving it still. And the kind of the heaving and banging of something upstairs. It sounds like furniture's being moved, things are getting picked up. There's the occasional sound of bickering, what sounds like Kaz and a high-pitched voice. People are moving things up and down upstairs, and that kind of wakes you all up. Probably quite early. Breakfast doesn't. You smell something nice from the kitchen. Breakfast is being made, but you all are awake. You are in Kaz's house. You remember going to sleep the night before with the revelation from Kaz about the revelation from Romen about the bomb, the heist, the Amulet of Plains. Spice Boys, what are you doing as you wake up?
Roman is here, just to clarify.
Roman is here, yes.
Okay.
But Rasha, you were the only one who noticed he went and came back during the middle of the night.
When he walks over to the breakfast settings, will notice that Zug is already there, and he has been eating for a little while.
Oh, sorry. I think you're a little. I'm going to turn you up, Essek.
No, it's probably my microphone needs a bit of adjusting.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's
there
perfect.
we go, yeah. Did you hear what I said
There
though?
he is. There he is.
Something about going over to the table. I missed the rest.
I said anyone that goes into like the breakfast area will notice that Zug has been sitting there for a while, scoffing his face.
Did you fail or pass the check for the soup? I felt like you didn't, but you still enjoyed it. Was that a thing?
Yeah, he failed it, but he kept eating.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's decent leftover soup along with some more sweetbreads this time.
Should I roll for damage or?
No. It's just hot. I think those who succeeded it are immune to poison for 2 days.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Pretty good.
sorry. Ever slightly retcon. As you would have left, Roman, there would have been a small little Essek would have just like tapped your shoulder and gone to hand you something, and been like, for your friend, and perhaps the closest you'll get to an apology.
Thank you. At least you can trust me to deliver something on time.
Essek laughs absolutely at that and turns away.
My
Cool.
Uber
Anyway, sorry.
delivery rating. No.
Anyway, go back. Completely forgot about that. Sorry, Luke.
So Ascor exits, I guess what you'd call the bathroom to the house, and exits
Yes.
slowly and closes the door quietly behind him. And he pauses for a minute, and he's looking towards Zug. And then he steps away from the door, walks towards the table, sits down next to Zug. Sits down opposite Zug, in fact. And sort of sits back in his chair and briefly dries his hands a bit. And just looks across at Zug across the table. He's just watching.
Do you want some soup?
He shifts in his chair, doesn't take his eye off him. And he looks away, kind of sucking his tooth. Looks back at Zug one more time. Hands clasped once more.
There's bread if you don't like soup. Although I've eaten quite a lot of the bread. There's still some
And
left.
Ascor leans across the table and he doesn't barge it out of the way, but he moves the bread bowl away with his wrist and the back of his hand across the table. And leans in and just goes, the bathroom. Do you think that's appropriate?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not our place, Zug. It's Cassadius's parents' place. And frankly, I had to go in there.
Kind of stares blankly. What's wrong with the bathroom? Did it break?
You can't handle that soup.
He just pauses with the spoon in his mouth. What do you mean I can't handle it?
Please, just stop it. And he reaches across, takes the bowl, slides it away from Zug off to the side.
Upset.
You know, I think you need some of the bread, Zug.
Oh, but I already ate a lot. Are you sure you don't want some?
It doesn't matter what I want. You need to stop eating things like this soup. The mayonnaise, Zug. That was somewhat disturbing. We had food down there in the Underdark. We had food.
Oh, I know,
But
but
yet
I
you
got hungry and
chose the mayonnaise.
I mean,
Again
I ate the
and
rations
again.
and the mayonnaise. It was just a snack. I mean, what does it matter? We gave it away.
There
now.
became a point where it wasn't clear whether you were putting mayonnaise on the rations or rations on the mayonnaise.
I mean, okay, maybe I used a little bit too much, but I mean,
Look,
what was I
I know you're
supposed to
not
eat?
a noble. I know you've not had the same upbringing I have. Frankly, maybe you don't know what's good for you to eat or not. But you should try to diversify. We're not poor people. Especially compared. I mean, some of these people live on a copper piece a day. We've plenty more than that. We don't need to eat mayonnaise to survive. Look after yourself. You're young.
Oh, well, thank you, but I ate mayonnaise not to survive, but because I liked it.
Maybe that's the problem, Zug. Just
I don't know what you're talking about.
stick to the bread. More than the soup. It's very hot. Delicious, but very, very hot. What's happened back there is... I don't think my lawyers could save me from those war crimes.
I mean, it wasn't the most pleasant experience in the morning, but, you should have smelled what it was like when I first did it. No one was awake, fortunately.
Look, Zug, this just from one friend to another. And it's probably going to take a while for your stomach to settle. But I don't know, it seems useless out here on the road, but maybe for bathrooms it might suffice. And Ascor produces his last bottle of perfume and slides it slowly across the table to you.
What does it look
And
like?
just from the glass bottle, you can see it's nice stuff.
What's this?
It's
Does he drink it?
cinnamon, lavender, I think even bergamot. It's
I've never eaten bergamot.
It's a custom fragrance, and I would hate the idea that anybody came to associate one of my custom fragrances with toilets. But I don't need it anymore.
Oh, it's a perfume. Okay. So he he uncaps it, smells it. Is it really strong?
Yep, it's strong. It's got a slight alcoholic kick. It's somewhat floral, somewhat musky.
Unfortunately, because of the sheer amount of spicy soup that he's eaten, his sense of smell has been somewhat depreciated, should we say. And he goes ahead and pours probably close to about a fifth of the bottle
Oh god.
onto his hands and starts rubbing it on himself. Smells quite nice.
Ascor rubbing his eyes as they weep at the strength of alcohol in the air currently. There's bread, you say?
Yeah, over there. He points at the basket, which has got like literally one end in it.
Was there any butter in the pantry?
Oh no, I didn't look. There probably was. Actually,
Well,
he did.
I'll go have a look. And Ascor makes his way to the pantry.
Yeah, you find butter, there's an amount of milk and some sauce and like spread you don't really recognize. Yeah, they smell very earthy. Might be nice. You kind of think they might be made of ground mushrooms after like closer inspection.
What does, sorry? What smells like ground
The
mushroom?
spread. Sorry.
Ah, I see what you mean. Yep, and he takes it back with a little bit of butter as well. And sits down, grabs some bread. He puts the mushroom on first, which is a little strange. And then he goes for the butter. And boy, he's putting a lot on. And then he stops. He looks at Zug and then stops and goes, It's the dairy. I've got to work on that. I've got to work on that.
That looks like it'll be tasty.
Well, no doubt.
Just-
Just
Absolute butter-loaded mushroom.
yeah. And Ascor proceeds to munch away at his morning toast.
All right. Okay. They're happily munching. What's everybody else up to?
Rasha probably descends into the room, maybe towards the tail end of the toast munching, massaging his jaw, and he says to the room quietly, I'm really not sure if my mouth hurts so much because Ghost has been drinking acid all night, or because the soup was a little stronger than I thought it was.
You know, sometimes if you cry in your sleep a lot, you can feel an ache in your jaw and throat in the morning, but
I do not cry, Roman.
of course.
Although I did, you went somewhere last night.
Is anyone else hearing this right now? Like Rasha being like, you went somewhere. Or is he like, you went somewhere?
Oh,
He's
either
not.
Haydn hears it, or Zug and Ascor hears it, right? Or are you being loud?
The intention was like we were heading to the breakfast sort of space, so he's probably talking quite quietly. He's not like, you
Okay,
know, he's not a
only-
loud speaker by nature, so.
Only you, Roman.
I had some sensitive business to attend to. Did not need the attentions of yourselves.
I will not pry, Roman. I trust your intentions, sensitive or no, so. Yeah.
It was a good resolution.
Does it seem like it was a good resolution? Does he genuinely seem to be in a good mood?
I'd say with your insight and the charisma. What are you? What is this?
Yeah, I
is
mean,
Roman happy?
I'm not trying to do any deception or anything, so if Rasha's wisdom picks up on that, then yes, indeed. He seems quietly pleased with himself.
Oh, good. You needed something a little lighter to happen, I think. You earned that one.
I wouldn't have been mad if there had been more bloodshed, but I can't always get what you want.
I think there will be plenty of that in the days to come, so don't worry too much on that front. It always seems to find us after all. Or maybe we find it. I'm not sure which way it is. Both, probably.
You sort of down on your luck, fellows?
I would actually say we are incredibly lucky, fellows, to have made it out of any of these things. But maybe we were unlucky to have found ourselves there in the first place. It is funny how these things work, isn't it?
You said you traveled with my brother for quite some time.
Quite a long time, I think, yes.
I can
Yeah,
imagine
months.
he dragged you into a few unsavory situations, I imagine.
I look back at it and I think how much of it was him leading us into danger, and how much of it was just him, I don't know, going with it, or the danger suiting him, maybe. No matter what, we served his purposes very neatly, so maybe he did orchestrate all of our walking around. Would not be surprised, I guess.
I should like to hear about it someday, but I will say do not place too much confidence in his intellect. He is more the sly type to twist situations to suit his purposes rather than to, orchestrate it himself.
Right. I would not think, or I would not like to
Did somebody
think.
say Orcus?
Orcus? No, I would not like to think that we had no agency in any of the things that we did, and you're right, he's not that smart. Just scary.
I don't know why you keep saying he's scary. He was just a pretty normal looking guy.
Oh. Is that what you thought? He was normal? Was that before or after he summoned the Goristro and I guess Rasha will wax into telling Roman about the time that they walked into a
I meant
like mushroom place, and there was Zug to me, and Ghost thought he'd make the situation better by summoning a Garistro, rather than our first idea, which was an Avatar of Loth, which retrospectively Rasha admits was a bad idea, and all ensuing conversation at the breakfast table.
I suppose one thing that we should thank my brother for amongst it all is that he did not allow you all to bring a servant of Lorth onto this plane, yes?
Well, I was mostly saying he was just not very big and a bit of a fragile-looking person.
That is not the scary thing. There is a way to look scary without being big. Would anyone say that I am scary? I'm really big, but
I mean,
don't know.
In a dark alley.
The alley,
You cast an intimidating shadow, Rasha.
the alley would not be very
And
dark if I was
perhaps
walking in it.
To women.
What do you mean to women?
Well, some of the things you said, it's not really what you've said, but more how you said them. I don't want to give you a complex, really.
Well, I am complex. I am a complicated person, I hope to think.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Be proud of that.
I am proud of myself, yeah. But what about the women? I'm really confused.
Well, Rasha, how do you feel about the women?
Which
I
one?
don't really know any. I mean, there is, the high priestesses of Lorth that I was advised to stay away from. There is, I guess, the smith lady in the crossroads. I think I can count the women on one hand, maybe.
I just feel... No, don't worry. It's, we all have our personal points of progress. Say no more.
I never really thought about it before, but upon this revelation, yes, you all certainly do seem like a group of chaps not used to spending much time around women. Does make a lot of sense, actually.
When did we last speak to a
Oh.
woman? I guess Cassie's mother sort of spoke at us, but we were maybe too afraid to reply.
Huh? I replied. I said
I
her soup was
suppose-
great.
The real question is, when were you around two women who spoke to each other and the conversation was not about a man?
I don't understand.
Probably story time as a child. But then again, it would have been about a prince, I'm sure.
The conversations were about Lolth, and she is not a man. She is a spider god. She is a woman.
Says a lot, really.
Why is there only one piece of bread left? Zug, is this you?
I ate a lot of it. I'm sorry. There wasn't that much, admittedly, when I first came down. It was only leftovers.
No.
So, I wanted to ask Roman. It's been 10 years since you've seen a woman.
I mean, it's been 10 years since I've seen any humanoids. Supposedly.
See any octopus women?
Never really
Or
thought about
evil
it.
women?
So lots of evil, yes, absolutely. And thinking about it, many of the greater evils in the Far Arm are from feminine orientated creatures, so lots of girl bosses out in the Far Arms.
Girl boss. Now that's a good one. But I'm curious, what was it like? How did you survive? What? Tell some stories, Roman.
At this point, Haydn slips into the room, and he doesn't interrupt, but he does reach across the table and try to grab the last bread roll, hopefully uncontested, and then he's gonna sit in the spare seat that's next to Rasha.
The second Haydn reaches for the bread roll, which Rasha was probably already doing, Rasha's hand immediately retracts, as though not to get too close, and concedes the bread roll to him.
Oh,
Um,
thanks, Rasha. He sits
I,
down and starts chewing on it.
No problem. And there is a loud, quite painful screech as the chair scoots half a foot away from Haydn.
I've
Just
got
the
plenty of
one
space.
that's
It's fine,
doing
dude.
it.
Sorry, what'd you say, Luke?
That it ain't just the one that's pushing people away.
Cry.
Haydn, Roman here was just gonna share war stories with us.
Oh,
about
cool.
The far realm. You know, I've seen visions, and I don't know if I've seen places. I couldn't tell the difference between a place and a creature from those visions. But what was it like? What is it like?
You know, right now, rather than ruminating on the past, I feel perhaps you all might want to start discussing how you could move forwards.
We were avoiding that one on purpose a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I see. I
Are we?
did not pick up on that.
I thought
What
we were going to
for?
go kill those bad people in the house that we were at.
Or we were gonna help Rasha get a divorce. Very important. Very urgent.
I think, you know, there are quite a few things that could, just cause one of us to drop dead at any moment. So, my divorce being one of those things, it's only one of them after all. We came to Rosanna to, squash the cucumber. And I hope that we are still planning to do that with urgency. I am more worried about that than the potential that I might just fall off my chair dead any moment, really.
I should also like to chime in that I offered you the courtesies of my household, given the situation you found yourselves in following my brother's involvement. But there is not much longer that I can ignore the fact that you all exist here with such an evil, unstable artifact in my city.
Oh, we were getting rid of that.
Mm-hmm. And when
Yeah.
were you planning to do that?
Well, you see, things just keep popping up.
Things are happening, huh?
We were
You
going
know,
to get
I
rid of
had
it.
a thought about that last night, actually. Had a dream. What if we... I mean, Orcus had the Wand of Orcus before us. That didn't seem like a problem at the time. What if we struck a deal?
With Orcus? You want to go speak to Orcus?
A deal with the literal devil.
Well, yeah, but we've got the bargaining chips.
I hope you've got a good lawyer.
I have a fantastic lawyer.
Do lawyers speak to devils a lot?
Oh, you could say they're one and the same.
Mostly, they speak to themselves, which, as Haydn said, there's not really much difference.
I hope your lawyer is a demon prince, because that is what he is up against, no?
Yeah, they're like people, but fiends at the same time. I don't really know how to explain it.
Kind of like Essek Thalas, then.
Essek Thalas is something worse than any demon prince.
Worse than a lawyer.
Wait, is he?
Absolutely. I spent innumerable years myself in the Far Realm, 10 years out here. Never came across anything as bad as him in there.
What did he do?
One would say this is the worst plane of existence, given his existence on it.
What did he do?
Have you met him?
I mean, yes, I have met him, but I don't know
Well,
what he
there
did.
you go.
I mean, he was just a drow. Is he a war criminal?
Not
Do you
yet.
kill children? What about puppies? Ritual sacrifice. Unpaid parking fines.
Does he treat his guard staff well? Because they actually seemed quite happy.
He's the
think you're
worst.
all
That is the end of
naive.
the conversation.
It must be pretty bad. Maybe I
But
shouldn't have
come on.
spoken to him so much.
This wand. He had it before. Can't we just, I don't know, get rid of it, give it back, but try
I
and
thought
make
we
some
were going to
gold
destroy
or
it.
bargain it for magic items or something? We could destroy it, but what are we gonna do? Go to some mountain and drop it into a volcano?
I'll
Would
go
that
into a
work?
Oh,
big tree to find a dead man so we can, I don't know, destroy it or something.
well, we don't actually know if
sounds
that
like a
dead
lot,
man
is
is
all
at
I'm
that
saying.
tree. Maybe giving it back to Orcus isn't that bad of an idea. It's off our hands, right?
I mean, what happens if the wand gets taken away from you?
I guess it's fine if it's going back to Orcus. It's just as long as it doesn't go to someone here who's gonna like kill us with it or something.
I'm sorry. What am I hearing right now?
What do you mean?
We're brainstorming
You've got to be
ideas.
joking. Give the evil artifact of power back to the hand that will wield it in the worst possible ways. Why did you take it in the beginning? If you
It was
just
kind
want
of
to
an
throw it back.
accident.
Oh yeah, we got it by accident.
Nobody
Not really.
takes it by accident. You chose to pick it up and you chose to attune to it.
Well, we
Those
weren't
were
just gonna leave
decisions
it
that you
there,
made.
because it was on the floor.
If you're going to give it back to Orcus, then what
um,
was the point?
it
Well,
was
the
like
mind flayers would have got it.
And the mind flayers might have actually found a way to destroy it.
We know how to
Oh.
destroy it, Roman. We were on our way to do it, but then Ghost happened.
mhm.
Hmm.
But Ghost is gone now. We don't know where he is. We cannot attack him. That is like I don't know, ambient pending problem, but the cucumber, that is right there, and it is a real immediate threat. Haydn, you killed a guard by accident.
Yeah.
How do you know that's not going to be one of us next time? Again.
Well, there won't be a next time because that was to
That was completely under your control.
well, I mentioned it the other day, but the only reason why that happened was because I had to make a pact with the wand. And the only reason I made the pact was because literally all of you guys were about to die, and it was the only option we had left. You, he points to Ascor, were completely out of your mind, basically unconscious on the floor. You, and he points at Rasha and Aku, you guys were
Ascor holds his hand
inside
up.
the belly of a beast. I think you were unconscious. I don't know what Aku was thinking going in there. You were
Don't point at
in
me, that's
some
between of us.
other plane of existence, he points at Zug. And
The
you
windy place.
certainly weren't with us at this point, he points to Roman. And Ghost had just turned on us all and was trying to kill us. It was literally just me and Naddan left, and I had no idea where Naddan was because he was fucked off somewhere. And if I didn't make a pact with the wand in that moment and ask it to bring Zug back, we would all be dead. We wouldn't even be having this conversation.
Nobody doubts your intentions when you made the pact or the fact that you had to do it. That is our collective responsibility, Haydn, but the result of the pact... What makes you think that Orcus is a demon prince who only kills when it is under contract? I think he sort of does it whenever he wants, no?
Well, I don't
if it's
know.
any consolation, I probably would have done it too. It's self-defense, really.
Yeah.
Right, I think a lot of us might have made that pact, but the fact remains you've killed somebody with it, and it can do it once, why not again?
Well, I'm not going to make another pact.
It can kill without a pact, Haydn.
Not while I'm controlling it.
You're
What makes you
controlling
think
it.
you're in control? And I don't know if you've ever heard the phrase, the road to ruin is paved with the best of intentions.
That's a new one for me. Thank you, Roman.
No, it's not. It's paved with granite or stone. That's... You know nothing about infrastructure.
Sometimes
You're correct, I
tarmac.
do not know anything about infrastructure. I have business here in my home. There are many things to resolve, as well as the impending apocalypse brought upon by my little brother, which, if you all felt even a smidgen of responsibility for, perhaps I could count on your assistance with that. And with that said, if I could ensure your help in resolving the issues with Elenia, I would be happy to help you rid yourselves of this artifact in whatever way I could, because it not only poses a danger to your group, but everybody who's around it at any time. You said that you had information on how to destroy it. You know, it's been quite some time since I found myself in library, but I could potentially corroborate any of that information. We have thousands of years of knowledge of our society here in people who walk around us, as well as countless libraries and research institutes.
Well, what are you suggesting?
If you're willing to trust me, you can count on my help.
I mean, you kind of implied that we were going to be doing something. What is that?
Well, help me bring my brother back. Or, if it comes to it, whatever it takes to stop him.
Oh. That doesn't sound too bad.
I'd say that goal kind of aligns with ours, doesn't it?
I'm bound to your
Yeah.
brother. Wherever he is, I have to at least try and follow. If maybe indirectly and with a stop off first.
And in that bond
Sure.
is a shared
Nobody's
responsibility of mine.
double-crossed me so badly and gotten away with it. That's tarnishing my reputation.
Can we quickly say happy birthday to Kale for tomorrow while he's
Oh my
here?
god, happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Kale.
Kale.
I hope you have a perfect day.
Yes,
He
happy
says
birthday, Kale.
thank you, but he's also seeing a fly and is gone again.
Oh, goodbye, Kale. It was nice knowing you.
Yes.
Look, I'm more than happy to... Revenge is a strong word, but set the record straight.
Is revenge a strong word? I'm not sure. At least on Kai Fun, who wants to, do things to Aku's people.
Huh.
I don't know what revenge one can have against a big, evil, eldritch, tentacle star thing, but don't know, maybe we can throw things at it, or...
Wait, what did you say about me?
I said we would throw you at the Kaifon.
Sadly, you could probably talk it to death.
It doesn't
Look,
stand a
nobody
chance
say that.
against Rasco.
Mm-mm.
You
Of course
two
you
sound
talk to them, that's how
ridiculous.
you
And as
cast
he's
spells.
saying you two sound ridiculous, all of a sudden his his quite rosy cheeks just turn like very, very super bright red, as if it's just like pure red, and then his lips turn purple. That is no.
Well, good intentions aside, how are we actually going to do any of that? Haydn, you're going to die in 28 days, if I'm right.
Well, can't we just give the box back?
Ooh.
Yeah, the bomb.
I feel
The
like that's
bomb.
just one more problem we really need.
What is the bomb? We have to
So-
get rid of this.
I have a little more information on that.
What? How?
I went to see Essek last night.
Oh, that is where you went.
How are you here? Does he know that you're here? Wait.
Did somebody follow you?
No, nobody followed me.
Did you kill him? Did you actually kill him?
Oh, you said there was no bloodshed earlier.
Oh no, there would be a much larger smile on my face if I had actually killed him. No,
You sold us out.
Oh god. I told Cass we wouldn't fuck up his house.
Essek has, believe it or not, had his own share of fuck-ups, of which he is possibly paying for right now. And as part of that payment, I believe that we can allow him to sweat on that box for a little longer. I do have something for you. And he looks at Haydn.
What? For me?
A gift.
A
Not
gift?
from me. From Essek.
Haydn at this point, like, the chair screeches against the floor as he, like, shoves himself away from the table and he stands up and kind of backs away to, like, the back wall.
Ascor does the same. He picked up a knife off the table as well. He's just like, it's another bomb.
Haydn kind of, like, goes behind Ascor a bit and kind of, like, hides behind him. What is it?
Rasha takes a spoon and dips it into the mushroom spread and takes a long lick of mushroom spread at Roman's side.
Wait,
Roman.
fighting?
I'm eating
Yeah.
mushroom.
How many clothes is Ugg wearing?
He's wearing, tunic and stuff.
Ready for some breakfast PvP.
Roman pulls out like a tiny little bit of fruit, I guess. Maybe it looks like a cherry or something.
Yeah.
Looks very delicious. And this, in I suppose, indirect apology, perhaps to me. I'd like to think so, because he should be groveling at my feet, if anything. But I digress anyway. This will bring you back to yourself a little bit. Leave you less out of sorts, which I believe is in your and everyone else's best interests, especially as you're attempting to get rid of this evil artifact in your possession. Can we agree on that? Nod if you agree.
I'm sorry. What is that exactly? That thing in your hand that is Essek just trying to finish me off sooner? That's literally just poison, isn't it?
Hey, if he doesn't want it, I'll have it.
I'm afraid. Well, I can get you some, Zug, but no, this one is specifically for Haydn. And do you really believe that Essek or indeed anyone in the Watch would have any trouble just finding you and slitting your throat as you slept, if they'd really wanted that?
I mean,
think about it.
I guess.
He puts the cherry on the table and sort of like rolls it over.
Haydn kind of cautiously approaches it and hesitates a little bit before picking it up, but then...
Ah! No, I'm just kidding. That's just an old one that I used to do to my brother when he was little, make him scared when he touched something.
You can see like sweat is like collecting on the side of his face.
And then he turned into a snake and behold.
And he knows I love snakes.
I understood that reference.
Can I insight check Roman?
Yeah, go for it.
Get a vibe off of him.
He's in a mischievous mood because he's had such a good time having Essek apologize to him.
I rolled a 9 on my insight check.
Yeah, Roman looks happy. Surprisingly happy. Not surprisingly happy, as in just, yeah, Roman looks cheerful. Like the world is almost right.
Okay.
Okay. It tastes very, very, very sweet. Constitution save. No kidding. It tastes very, very, very sweet. But it's more that as the juices hit the back of your throat, the taste is almost impossible to get rid of. It's nice, if a little sickly, but you almost feel the warmth from that kind of spread throughout you. And until that feeling of being like washed out, tired, not quite with it, as you feel your life energy being sucked, that feeling becomes muted. For the purpose of this, you no longer have disadvantage on everything. You still feel your life essence being taken and drained by the sands of time, but for now, you don't know if it's extended the timeline or not, but you don't have a disadvantage on everything. The timeline does seem to be there still, though, from like Haydn's better game perspective, but also you feel your energy being sapped each day, but it just doesn't seem to have quite such a dramatic effect on you.
Okay.
How do you feel?
Weirdly better. Still a little tired. Like, you know when you pull several all-nighters and then you get one really good long night's sleep and you're like, I'm better, but you're like still kind of not. Kind of like that, I guess.
I anticipate that you will still drop dead in around 29 days if you don't go and see him. However, the worst parts of it should be gone.
Okay.
What is worse than dropping dead in 29 days' time? I guess dropping dead in
28 days
yes.
time.
Yeah, that was a stupid question, but it seems quite bad.
So wait, are you friends with Essek Thalos, or do you hate each other? Because you seem to talk a lot for people that don't like each other.
Roman looks at Zug like he just spat on his face.
Does
What?
he look genuinely disgusted?
He gave you a gift.
Roman. Yeah, make an insight check.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Best of frenemies.
Frenemies to lovers.
No!
Roman, like, obviously it's been jaded by 10 years, but coming back and hating Essek is like coming home.
Gives him true joy.
Sure, fine. I didn't want to offend you. I just,
Well, you did.
Well, I mean,
But it's okay. It's fine. I'm in a good mood today, so I shan't think anything of it. But as I was saying, the box will need to be returned to him sooner rather than later, or later rather than sooner. That's what I meant.
Okay.
You should return it later rather than sooner.
why is
However,
that?
because I know that he can't open it.
Wait. Hold on. You said that you know more about the box. Can you...
Mm.
And he pulls the chair back in and he sits back down on the table and
It
he
is a
takes
bomb.
out his little notebook.
It's a bomb box.
Yes.
So, do you want to explain what is going on with this? If
Why
he can't
does he
open
get
it,
it?
can we give it to him? Or is that still not a good idea?
Who is he going to bomb with the bomb?
So
It's
the
not a bomb, it's a box.
it's a
It's box.
bombs.
A bombsk.
I don't understand why that would be useful.
So it is definitely a bomb, an incredibly dangerous bomb. Anyone smart enough to, or stupid enough to try and take it to 9 different realms to unlock its potential would find themselves just blown into ash, really, undone by dunamancy magic and reduced to the cells with which they were conceived. Less than that.
Okay.
Atoms.
Glad we
But
did not...
nobody
is
would be
an
stupid
atom?
enough to do that.
What is an atom? Is that like an
Apples?
Yes, apples. You would be reduced to apples.
Oh,
That's pretty small.
But I'm made of stone, not apples.
strange.
Pebbles,
So
perhaps?
you don't want to get
Pebbles.
you don't want to get blown up then.
Not really, no.
But the bomb
Grains of
itself
sand.
is a protection for what is, as you correctly assumed, locked inside. And that package is what you were safeguarding, carrying across the globe all this time.
So do you
Oh.
know what's inside?
Nope.
Well, at least you're not a terrorist carrying a bomb around. It's actually a box bomb.
I feel that he is probably worse, given that he's carrying the Wand of Orcus, which can do actual damage to any living soul at any time.
That is worse. Yes.
Mm.
That is entirely circumstantial, and
That's a circumstance
fault.
that we're in, and you're in.
yeah.
It's not your fault, Haydn, but it is a terrible circumstance.
Thank you,
A
Rasha.
terrible one. Why are you so... I don't get it. You're so... We talk about the wand, and surely you must want to get rid of it at any cost. Surely.
Yeah, of course I do, but we've just had more pressing issues.
More pressing.
Until the other day, it had never been a problem. If anything, it had been great leverage because we always knew that if we got into a sticky situation with someone incredibly powerful, we have it as a way to protect ourselves.
Sounds like you're finding any excuse to not have to part with it.
You used to be
And-
terrified of that thing, Haydn. No, now you're not.
Well,
If there's one thing that I've learned from my brother is that great evils have caused great compulsions, and it would be really unthinkable for you to not have been influenced by this in some way, tapping into your logic and your reasoning.
no, that's... no.
So you want to get rid of it, you want to destroy it.
Right now, Haydn, we are leaving to go destroy the wand, and we will tie you and bring us with us to see it done. How does that make you feel?
Why are you tying me up, though? Like, that's
Because
not
I don't
really-
think you'll come willingly based on your reaction, which is not so hard to read.
Come on, guys, like... why are you all focusing on this all of a sudden? Like, I thought we were talking about the box.
All of a sudden, you cannot deflect this forever, Haydn. It is always the box or my bondage with Ghost, or you cannot deflect it forever. I will not let you.
Rasha's right. And I'm no scientist, he gestures to Romen and says, but it seems like this wand is... Well, it's not much different from the bomb.
Was. Because it's already killed.
Wait, does that mean we're going to give it to Essek Taylors?
You want to give the Wand of Orcus to it.
Well, I don't want to, but it sounded like that's where we were going with this.
I think that from the sounds of it, you all had some idea of how to destroy it yourselves.
We did. It was Ghost, though, who did the majority of the research, and he was, as you will expect, cagey about exactly how to execute it. I suppose so he could lead us to his ritual site and betray us all.
That is probably the reason.
But the best lies are born from some seeds of truth.
It is the body of a man, Vespin Chloras, who caused the calamity. That is who we are looking for.
Is probably intimately aware. Not intimately, but given the history of the dynasty, that's
and
a
how
name you recognize.
old you are. Sorry.
Studying history, the dynasty being where it is, that's a name you recognize.
It's
He
the body
says-
we need.
That is a name I recognize.
He's inside the cucumber, sort of, right, Haydn?
Oh,
We are
yeah.
not talking to Vespin sometimes.
So there's
he's here. Don't worry. Far down.
So there's two voices in the wand. There's the wand, and then there's Vespin. Vespin's a bit more shy. He doesn't come out so often, but every so often, I can convince him, and
That's because he knows what he did.
apparently
He
that's
knows he
because
deserves this.
he knows what he did, and he deserves this.
That was a strange thing to say.
That's just what I was told.
And you believe he has something to do with the undoing of this object?
Well, when we spoke to the wand a couple weeks ago, it said that the wand's skull and spine was from the body and grave of Vespin Chloras, and But we don't actually know if that is the way to destroy it. Maybe the wand was lying, and we might actually not know how to destroy it at all.
Getting very complicated.
Hmm.
I
But
think we probably do, Haydn.
Do we?
That sounds like another one of your deflections. And if we don't go and try, then how will we know?
I feel like your friend here doesn't really understand the stakes.
I don't
Of
think he's
not.
allowed to understand the stakes. If you know what I mean.
Hmm. I think you should tell him.
Tell him.
Tell me what?
You mean? Haydn, you know the god you killed.
Yeah.
You seemed upset when you did that, right?
Yeah, of course. I've never killed anyone
Zug
before.
slurps his sloop like really loudly, just like looking incredibly nervous.
Yeah, I'd never killed anyone before, so it was a shock, and I'm sure that that guard had a family and everything.
He did have a family. Not really a family, sort of. I don't know. I guess we are that family. Haydn.
Technically, he didn't have a family, if that makes it slightly better.
No, the god that you killed. It wasn't a god, Haydn. That was Naddan. He was dressed as a god. He.
What?
Where do you think he has been the last few days?
Like hiding and
For this long.
laying low. Yeah, we literally were sent to the Dungeons of Penance, and then we've been hiding and going from place to place. How would you even know that was Naddan? We literally were running away from the body. You never went up and pulled off his mask and checked who it was. I've been with you the entire time.
You've not, Haydn. You've not been with us the entire time.
What are you talking about?
I was suspicious that I could not contact him. I can always talk to anyone, anytime, really, for the most part. Unless they are dead or on a different plane, and Naddan cannot get there himself. So I asked Keb. He said Naddan was closer to us than we thought, that he was with you, Haydn, in the wand.
You can't be serious. Like, closer than we thought could mean he's hiding in the rafters, spying on us right now. Like,
It did mean that. It could have meant that. You are quite right. So we went further. We investigated. We found his body, his physical body.
When?
In Bailen, Haydn. We sent you off with Cass. Partially because we trusted you could retrieve the amulet without our help, but also because we did not want you to see what you had done. Naddan's body was there, strung up in the manner, being cast upon by creatures from somewhere or something. He was wizened and old, decrepit, like all of his life had been sucked from him. I could not resurrect that body if I wanted to, Haydn, and believe me, I do. Because you have his soul, because you took it when you killed him by accident on the roof of Romen's house.
This is a...
Rasha, I think you're maybe using some slightly aggressive language.
Really?
I think he needs to hear it.
Is this some sort of sick joke? Like, this isn't funny. You're not serious.
When have I ever lied to you about anything?
So, where's his body then? You said that you found it, right?
We stole it back, yes. Took it from the creatures that were overseeing it for whatever purpose. I've gently reposed it so that it will not decay, but you must understand I do not much want to look at it so much, because I made it sound like it's your fault, but it's really all of ours. We took him from his home to a place he did not want to be. We let ourselves get separated, and then we killed him. And it is our duty, our responsibility, to fix it.
And you've been hiding this from me for days? Why didn't you tell me?
Given your response to killing a nameless god who was our enemy, how could we possibly tell you?
He's our friend. You should have told us. You should have told me. All of you knew?
Probably wisdom saving throw time.
Maybe not all of us. And not for very long.
Ascor's body language is very diagonal. He's not really like looking towards the conversation, even though he's kind of in the circle. He's very much looking sort of off to the distance and not saying anything. It's awkward.
You guys have known for a day, 2 days. How long have you known? How long has it been?
It's only been a day, hasn't it?
2 days, technically. You would have found out the evening 2 days ago, then you did the heist in the morning, and then this is the next day. So, 2 days. Oh.
You've known for 2 days that I killed Naddan, and none of you told me. And you're telling me now?
Would you rather we didn't tell you?
No, I wanted you to tell me when you found out!
If it was an error of judgment, then I'm sorry, but given your response, we thought it best to spare you the immediate anguish.
And given your reticence to be an enthusiastic party in ridding yourself of the evil artifact that robbed your friend's life, perhaps now is the best time
Take
to
it. Just
make you aware of the stakes.
Just take it. No, just take it. And he takes the wand out of his bag and literally just like throws it across the dinner table, and it like skids and clatters and knocks over a couple of plates and cups. I don't
just
want
stands
it.
up and puts his hand back.
Just
Don't even look at him.
And we take it.
I don't know.
Whether you chose it or not, this responsibility does lie with you for now, and I don't think that depositing it on Kaz's parents' table is the right place.
clearly I can't be trusted with it because I'm just gonna turn around and kill one of you guys next, according to you.
Perhaps.
So
Maybe.
maybe I should just unattune from it right now and just fucking drop dead, and we can move. You guys can move on with your life, because
The center of the Corona district hardly seems like the safest place to do that. Do you not think? I understand that this is an emotional time, but everybody here wants to work towards a resolution with you and to help you. That is what we need you to understand.
Hey,
Nobody-
Rasha said that maybe we could resurrect Naddan? Maybe?
I don't know. His soul is stuck inside. And Rasha's pointedly not looking at the wand, and in fact he bends down to pick up a few pieces of broken bowl that have fallen to the ground and gingerly places them on the table. I could fix this bowl easily. but people are not like balls, you know. Not when their souls are inside of that thing. I think we have to destroy it before we can help Naddan.
Well,
If
then
we can help
lucky we're doing that, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. We need to destroy this. I don't know why I was so reluctant before, guys. It shouldn't have taken this for me to agree to it. I feel like I couldn't get the words out before, but
I don't think it was your fault. I don't know if this is really your fault, Haydn. Like I said, it's our collective responsibility, and believe me, I feel a deep, deep guilt for what has happened to Naddan. A deep guilt.
If I'd just done some things differently and kept my distance during the fight and just made better calls, maybe I wouldn't have had to use it and Naddan would still be here.
If we'd not spent 6 months traipsing after Alaya, then there would not be an avatar of an elder evil in the world out to destroy Aku's people and my own life, so...
The night before we left to go to the barbed fields, I went to Aku's room and I spoke to him about trying to distract Ghost, because I thought if I could get into his room and get into his bag, I was gonna try to take some of the ingredients, because I felt so strongly that there was something wrong. He just was too hell-bent on putting us into dangerous situations for these weirdly specific things, and everything about it felt wrong. And if I had just done it like I had intended that night, to just go take just one of the feathers or the eye or something, he wouldn't have been able to do it.
If I knew how to tell you guys the deep misgivings I had about Ghost, if I could express it in a better way that made you not all look at me and call me disrespectful to Ghost in his home, if I only had the words to say it. The point of this, Haydn, is that we didn't do it because we either couldn't or we just didn't have it in us.
You could say perhaps he came from a better home, had better people around him. He may not have started on the path that he did. Where does it end? You cannot, for the most part, undo the past. And believe me, as somebody who has studied many years on how to literally undo the past, there are some things that cannot be changed.
You really cannot undo the past, really.
I will say, with you all kind of looking glumly at the table, give each player some time to think about it, and with footsteps coming downstairs as Gaz begins to walk down, that is where we will have a very...
The Wand of Orcus fires Cass!
Kills Cass and his parents.
Hannah. We will give it a short break there. We will give it 10-15 minutes. So if everybody is back around 1:45 or 10:45 at the absolute latest. Thanks, guys, for watching. That was the easiest DMing of hour and a half of my life.
There's more to come.
And what will the party do? How sad will they be? Everything else.
Yeah.
See you all in a bit. That was
See
emotional.
you guys soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I just need some time now to get things clear now, to get rid of my doubts, to get rid of my fears. I just need some time now to get things done now, things I love, things I want. I do what's best for me, what's best for you. But if you fall, who's next to you? I do what's best for me and best for you. I know it hurts 'cause I'm hurt too. I need another you. Another you. Oh, another you. Oh, I just need some time now, need to figure out now if there's still a way for love. I just need some time now, need to think about now if it's worth the pain, if it's worth to wait. I do what's best for me, what's best for you. But if you fall, who's next to you? I do what's best for me and best for you. I know it hurts 'cause I'm hurt too. I need another you. I do what's best for me, what's best for you. But if you fall, who's next to you? I do what's best for me and best for you. I know it hurts 'cause I'm hurt too. I need another you.
I don't want my head to keep spinning. Blown through a maze into my eye, your seductive ways throw me in a loop I can't escape. Round and around, flying sky high, hand in hand. I feel you tug me down into your deepest place. Between us, through the masquerade, all the steps we're taking lead us on these escapades. I won't give you my heart, 'cause only time will tell. If your destructive ending will push me down to hell. Caught in a pause, that'll defy what was lost in the separation of my inner head. Break up of my sweetened feelings, can't foresee my timely killing. I don't want my head to keep spinning. I don't want my head to keep spinning. I deem your patience to keep filling all the words that I am spitting. But I don't want my head to keep spinning. I don't want my head to keep spinning. And I will give you my heart. It's sad I wish you well. head to keep spinning, 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 spinning,
Do you get tired of your misery? It's on repeat daily. It ain't gonna change over time. So relax and ease your mind. Have you thought riding with me? I'll take the wheel for you to see what would have been, what could have been. Let me drive a little crazy. 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 Crazy. We bust a mission, clear your vision so your eyes can see. Be successful is a hustler, take his destiny. Stop the blame game, we stay scheming. In my drop top, they start believing. Have you thought riding with me? I'll take the wheel for you to see what would have been, what could have been. Let me drive a little crazy. 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 Crazy. Got the money, now the honeys wanna get with me. They see Ferraris and Bugattis, now they're on their knees. Stop the blame game, we stay scheming. In my drop top, they start believing. Let me drive a little crazy. 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 Crazy.
I never meant to hurt you. I didn't really mean the words I said. If I could take it all back, I swear I'd never do it all again. 'cause I need you by my side and I need you in my life. And if you hear this song, just know that I'll never find a better one. And everything was done out of love. So even when I'm gone, you're always in my heart. A shine down California sun, 'cause everything was done out of love. So even when I'm gone, you're always in my heart. Serenity. What do you say when you need the truth? What do you say when you can't get through now? What does it take for the heart to choose? What does it take to survive with you? Oh, need some clarity if you still want me. 'Cause if you don't, then what do you say? Just give me the truth. Tell me where do we stand? 'Cause I need to know, yeah. Don't just leave me hanging. Tell me where do we stand? 'Cause I need to know, yeah. Don't just leave me hanging. Tell me where do we stand? Get me up, over, this way,
Awesome. Hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody. The party are in the midst of some pretty intense roleplay. Having just discussed, having Romen and Essek have their frenemies chat, where Romen probably got the better of Essek quite a bit. Essek realized he'd overstepped and had probably made some mistakes, although he'd never quite admit that. The rest of you, we had the confrontation the party needed, which was somebody talk to Zuggs about his eating habit and the effect it has on his digestive system.
Yeah, it's kind of gross. I'm really glad that Ascor finally said something.
As well as walking into the discussion to do with the wand, the bomb, and kind of the fact that the party is in various stages of being fucked.
Not
Not in the way they like.
And
Precisely
Same
none
thing.
of that, in fact.
And as you walk down, as you're kind of sitting around chatting, Kaz walks down the stairs, takes one look at all of you, kind of turns up Haydn, like, I presume in tears, a little bit. The rest of you kind of all like look at this somberly. It's like, whoa, who died? And then like looking at the one, like, what the hell is that?
Cass, maybe
Would you-
you should take your family out for lunch. Here, and Haydn like flicks like 20 gold over to him. You guys can eat great on that, right?
Or maybe we
I
should
was
leave?
about to say that we're leaving, and we probably won't be coming back, but
Good.
it was nice meeting you all. Or
Yeah, it was
fuck
nice.
that. What?
It was nice meeting you too, Cass.
Yeah.
You need me, and that's gone. I'm sure you know how to find me.
We'll stay in touch.
Yeah, sorry
Good luck,
to,
little one. I would ask you all to smile, but that's not a good idea. And kind of walks away back up the stairs.
As he leaves, Rasha just calls out quietly, I'm sorry about your pots, I'll fix your pots.
Oh, we're not. Anything that's not bolted down, you guys can have. We're moving.
Oh, so you don't mind if I take our silverware back then?
No response.
The great
should leave.
heist for the Everthill silverware collection.
You seem to be
begins.
using much lower quality silverware than you remember.
This isn't my silverware.
They took the good stuff.
For now, it seems that you are all no longer wanted by the constabulary of the city. So, as long as appropriate, and he looks at like Ascor and Aku, disguises to remain somewhat inconspicuous to the general public, are employed, should have no trouble wandering about. I understand it's
not going
difficult.
to be difficult. I have the magic.
Wonderful.
And I don't know, we can put a big hat on Aku so he is, I don't know, shaded.
Does anyone have like a disguise kit or something? We could try to, I don't know, give him some pointier ears and pass him off as a high elf or something.
In that outfit.
Well, you'd probably have to cover up one of the titties at least.
Also, did you say disguise kit?
Yeah.
A disguise kit?
Yeah, like, it comes with, like, face paint, fake mustache, glasses, sometimes a little bit, like, putty you can use for, like,
You
making
make it
fake
sound like
scars
they
and-
sell these at the fair.
Well, yeah, you can get them from loads of shops. Usually you're gonna get kind of used around All Hallows Eve and stuff like that, but...
A costume. Well, it's a costume.
Yeah.
Okay,
Disguise
but
kit.
Perhaps even a helmet might suffice if you have one.
I can make him a helmet. Aku, I make you a cool helmet that looks sort of drow.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Easy.
Okay.
I still don't understand what we're going to do now.
Right, maybe we should discuss that. Haydn, you know we want to help you, right?
Yeah.
And you understand that for me, not just for my sake, because I'm afraid of that thing, but also for yours, it has to be the priority.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay, good.
If we destroy it, when we destroy it, do you think there's any way we can get Naddan's soul out of it and return it to his body? Like, is that even possible?
I will do my best. I have stronger magics to bring someone back to life than I did before. I'm not tied to after a minute of their death. It can be a little longer, 10 days maybe, but we would have to hurry if we want to make that time. And if not, then I'll need Geb to show me something better, I guess, to help him.
What did you say, Jamie?
Ask me nicely.
Guys, Hayden kind of places his hand down on the table and in the spirit of complete candor, the wand continues to... I've mentioned it before, but for Roman, it's obviously new information to you, but since I attuned to the wand a couple weeks ago, it talks to me in my head. You guys have maybe heard me respond a couple times out loud, and you probably thought I was just acting out or whatever, but anyway, it just said to me, ask me nicely, as a option for finding out whether we can get Naddan's soul back.
I don't think we'll need to ask it when we're destroying the wand and releasing the soul.
Indeed, artifacts like this will tell you everything that they need to ensure self-preservation.
Do you hear that, wand? We are going to destroy you and you will not be okay.
We will indeed throw you into a volcano should we have to employ the help of eagles to carry you there themselves and drop you in.
Actually, eagles can't go that close to volcanoes because the steam will burn their feathers, so you actually have to get dropped off a little bit further away and walk.
Okay, we
It's
should
like
have
flying is
Eagles
stupid.
carry Haydn close to the
No.
volcano and then drop him off, and then he will crawl the rest of the way into the volcano.
Well, if we had flying eagles, why would we even make our way anywhere? Why wouldn't we just fly straight there?
Because flying is terrible and the sky is the worst place. You know,
I
for
find this
feathers.
extremely decorative.
The feathers are just going to drop off then. What is the point of flying, you know?
Also,
We have
like,
our cats.
you have to consider the military, like, the Roshana guard might be, like, watching the skies, waiting to shoot us down, and there's so many reasons why you couldn't fly.
There's also, you know, the solar of the hair flying around and the rocks and...
Mhm.
yeah.
We gotta take the stealthy route.
And many spies have many eyes.
I don't know. Can anyone, like, I don't know, turn into animals or something?
Guys, I don't understand this plan.
Oh,
I
Uh,
just want to know whether we think we should be dealing with Haydn's seemingly now less imminent death by old age, or addressing this wand. Which comes first?
I kind of feel like it's still imminent, but I at least don't feel tired. So, bit of a bonus,
Well,
right?
Why don't we just, you know, give the box and then solve that in, like, you know, an afternoon, and then we can focus on the other bit. Yes.
I do not think that you should hand over that box willy-nilly to Essek.
What should we do with it then?
We should open it. Best him at his own game.
Uh,
Aren't you curious after all this time to know what was inside?
Where's not my box?
Absolutely. He would have said that sooner if my mouth wasn't full of soup.
His mouth is full of crying.
What if it's this poor idiot's skull? Wouldn't that be fun for you, Haydn?
What if it was what? Whose skull?
This poor idiot's skull.
Who's Naddan's?
Chlorash, you fool.
Guys, the wand is saying to me he thinks that maybe inside the box could be Vespin Chloris' skull.
That is really stupid. You're stupid wand.
I've had the box longer than I've had you, you dumbass. He says
You
to
know,
the wand, and he nudges the table so everything rattles and the wand rolls a little bit more.
Yeah. Those of you, so probably Rasha and anyone else with high perception has probably noticed like ta 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 and like loads of carrying and like come on, it's like basically Kaz seems to have left out a back door.
If you like, I could at some point, perhaps on the way, teach you some techniques to drown out the voices in your head.
That would be appreciated.
Maybe we can protect you better as well from its, you know, from its shenanigans. If it is trying to
Shenanigans.
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 Shenanigan.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigan.
The nonagon.
Shenanigan.
Sorry, Rasha, I don't know if you want me correcting your comment.
You know, a comment is kind of bad, isn't it? Anyway, you know, to stop it from mind controlling you, can we help protect you? Maybe Geb can, or yeah, I can do some things.
Honestly, I'd be willing to take anything at this point.
Okay. So then we just need to find out where Mr. Vespin is.
Yeah.
I think I asked Geb once and he said, guarded by things left behind by the calamity or something. But, you know, maybe I can get him to be more specific.
Certainly, that gives us a good lead. You are in the right place to do research regarding the calamity.
If we're not wanted, could we go to a library, or surely Essek, if he's willing to cooperate with us, would have some access to knowledge and tomes that could...
No, we don't need to involve Essek in anything. No. There are plenty of people who are more than willing to answer curious questions, being curious minds themselves. Because what do you do when you have run out of questions to answer? You find more questions, so...
Yeah.
Was that... Wait, DM, do I... Ghost tell us about the fact it was the tree, or did he vaguely mention it was on the horizon? We went quite close to it, right? Did he say that was our destination? Or...
Yes, he did, I believe.
Okay. No, well, there is that really big tree, you know. I think Ghost said it was there, but not exactly where, so... I guess you sort of know, but not really what we are up against.
Well, given that you have a few specifics, it shouldn't be too hard to find some relevant text indicating whether or not what this one says is true. And in the meantime, perhaps could find a safe place to investigate the curiosities of your package.
Yeah, we can probe Essek's package a bit.
Yes. Probe it with a sharp knife.
Rasha, remind me to chat to you
Why would
about phrasing later.
Why would you probe the box with the sharp knife? You might set off the bomb.
Probing the analogy with the sharp knife.
I meant probing it with our minds because we will think about it.
So, where are we gonna go? Because I know Cass and his parents have just moved out, but I am assuming whoever bought their house is probably gonna show up here at some point.
I don't imagine this household contains a vast wealth of knowledge, not to be judgmental, but just my observation.
They're a humble family. They're not scholars, so I think that's a fair assessment to make.
Humble. Well, one of places that perhaps we might find answers is Marbletomb's Conservatory. Say, vast font of knowledge, indeed knowledgeable people there.
Where is that? Is that here?
In the city, indeed. It is, of course, not in the Corona district, however. But since you have no issues wandering around...
If the tomes are made of marble, they must be very heavy. How do they get information in them?
Maybe it's to stop people from stealing the books.
That's not going to be a problem, is it? You're not going to steal any books, are you?
No.
You look at me with an innocent expression, however...
What?
He is more likely to kill the librarian than to steal the books.
Oh, Rasha, come on! Too
well,
soon.
I feel both are possibly equally...
Why are you accusing me of being a thief?
You had a remarkable skill in breaking, entering, and stealing from Den Bylan, so just little leap of logic.
You were as much a part of that as the rest of us were, so does that make all of us thieves?
No, but I was an assassin for like 30 years, so...
What? When were you gonna tell us that?
Just now.
Cool. Cool.
I did think you were pretty handy with a blade for, I suppose, a wizard.
Thank you. Glad somebody notices.
Who did you assassinate?
Mostly political figures, and I was mostly backup. I never really got in on the action, just there to ensure that things were left in the right places. I was never terribly good at it, hence my short term.
By short term, do you mean you got fired, or do you mean you died?
I did not die. I'm still here, of course.
How old are you?
Did you just say 30 years is a short term?
It's
older than I am.
30 next year. Jesus.
But you're 30.
No, I'm 29.
Well, you're really small. I just thought you were younger than that.
Well, he's not smaller than a dwarf. Oh, God.
You're just really tall. Have you considered that?
You're very tall. It is true.
Quite tall, yes.
But for you, that seems quite normal.
Yeah. Well, 30 years,
we're-
Roman. You killed people for 30 years. And that is a short time, so you...
I wouldn't say I killed people for 30 years. That implies an awful lot of bloodshed. Perhaps maybe there were 10 or 20 hits in that time. Most of it with reconnaissance and support and all that sort of stuff. Very boring, actually. That's part of the reason why I wasn't very good at it.
Yeah, I got the impression Naddan didn't really enjoy his job either very much. He didn't enjoy a lot of things, actually. Kind of hoped we would find something that he could enjoy. But I guess we still can.
Speaking of things that are enjoyable, we're heading to a library, was it?
Of sorts, a research institute, I suppose you could say.
And we're all to head there today.
If you have somewhere better to be, by all means.
No, it's fine. No, I don't really, actually.
Is there something you would rather do?
No, I don't think it'd even be safe to be alone here in this place.
So, let's just... While we're here, Cass said that this place is scribe-proof, so this is probably going to be the most private place that we can chat for a while. Maybe we should hash out everything that we need to talk about before we head to somewhere more public.
What do we need to talk about?
Well, we haven't really spoken about Ghost. And, you know, everything that happened, and we haven't really talked about what's happening with you and your whole wings and eyes and scales thing that's going on with you, Zug.
What's special about that?
Sounds rather rude of you to take him up on his appearance like that.
Well, he's not meant to look that way.
Excuse me?
When I first started traveling with him, he was a half-orc, and now he's half something, but...
That's actually very rude.
Didn't you say you had a body-stealing woman inside of your ring, Zug?
Well, she hasn't stolen any bodies.
But didn't you say she wanted one?
Zog, this is to you. These are merely part of the protection I've offered you. I am the soul in this ring, and I just want to leave it. I have not asked you to kill anybody. Merely a body that you find. That's what she says
She's
to you.
fine. She just wants to find a body and get out of the ring. It's not a big deal.
I thought when we were speaking before we went to the Barb Fields, didn't she say that she wanted Vespin's body?
I mean, you know, probably got confused about how important it was.
I can't imagine there's much of that body left.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's mostly skull and spine, isn't it?
Sort of on the table right now, if she wants it, you know?
Yeah, have fun hopping around in that thing. And
yeah, I would not recommend that.
So there's that, and then your finger ring thing with Ghost and...
Oh yes, the bonding of my soul to an eldritch evil, yeah, there is that.
And Aku's people are being threatened by Ghost, maybe? And Ascor, there's stuff going on back in Amon with you. With your family.
Well,
and
there is. It's all very complex, seemingly. But I'm not going back until we've got rid of this stupid wand.
Yeah.
And frankly, it's making me sick just being around the table. I think, let's just go now. Let's not dilly-dather.
I agree that the wand is a priority. We gotta get rid of it right away. But do we want to talk about anything before shit gets crazy again? We've got all these things that are happening and we're not talking about them.
We can just go, you know, and talk while we're reading the books.
I actually think the matter of the ghost and the Kaifon. We don't really know what the Kaifon is or what it wants or... But, how will we fight Ghost if we don't even know where he'll be or what he's after? And there is also, the solar of the hair that is flying around trying to stab us also. But also maybe he's trying to stab Ghost a bit too, so...
What if he was just, minding his own business and we got in the way?
There is a bit of that. He was minding his own business as a statue and we sort of freed him and...
Oh,
he's
well,
running
then
around.
maybe he likes us.
The enemy of our enemy is our friend.
Yes,
However, I will agree not to sow loves here under any circumstances.
but if he's too much of an enemy to Ghost and too powerful an enemy, then I am sort of done for,
Well, you seem okay so far.
So far.
If anything, he will want to squirrel himself away like the coward he is until he has amassed enough power to enact the second stage of his plan. I feel you should be okay for now.
It's weird to be praying for Ghost's safety, but I suppose that is all I can do, really. I asked Geb how I might remove this bond. It said the favor of a free god. Oh, the strongest magic there is, and I cannot cast the strongest magic there is, so I think it's a favor from a free god. So I'm either freeing the god that would do me a favor, or I need a god to like me very much. That isn't Geb. And people don't tend to like me very much, so I think it's the first one out of those two.
Well, luck has its place in this realm, and indeed the watchful eyes of created beings do cast down upon heroic deeds every now and then. So certainly sitting in this little hovel is not going to give you the favor of a god.
Yeah, I'm bored. Can we get moving?
Yeah, let's go.
Also, I'm out of food.
Get you some food on the way.
Oh, fantastic. Although I'm not excited to go read books.
I
I've been
can.
meaning to discuss my disguise with you briefly, everybody. I've been going for the long arm goblin. What's it called?
The hobgoblin.
No, not that one. They're kind of like ape-like.
What was the thing that I killed?
The bugbear.
Yeah, that's the one.
Wait, that thing's
Yes.
a bear?
No, it's just the name of the creature, I think. It doesn't look like a bear.
Or
It
a
just
bug?
I mean, look, it's one of these, and he just, takes out a little inconspicuous hat. In fact, it's probably just like a very small little Robin Hood's hat, a very small one. Puts it on and then casts disguise self with it. It changes, he changes, and just becomes like a rather around here inconspicuous looking bugbear with a big old jaw and lots of teeth.
Such is life.
Such is life in the West.
Very good. This one. Yes. This one.
Okay, well, it's settled.
And yeah, I didn't say this earlier, but I thought it very strongly. Rasha would be casting or using his speech artisan's blessing to make a helmet for Aku in the hour that we've been discussing.
Right. You
I'm sure-
thought it hardly enough that I'm sure we can retcon this small thing.
Yeah. Yeah, when I said I'd make the helmet, I intended them to be talking and making, but
Okay.
the words
What does it
didn't
look
happen.
like?
Okay, so Rasha's been spending enough time around Dynasty soldiers that maybe it is imitation. It has the kind of curvature of the green helmet, kind of layered, sharp pointed, I imagine, in silvers. He's used some of his silver pieces for this. It covers most of Aku's face, and kind of comes down into like a jointed sort of neck piece and shoulder covering that swoops down to cover the titty. And it kind of, so his bust upwards looks fairly clean.
Okay, cool. I kind of takes it, put it on. Thank you, Rasha.
Well, that
For
looks
what
really
it's-
cool.
Take a smell of it. For what it's worth, my input on all of this. We need to get Ghost. He needs to die.
Yeah, hopefully after. But if it has to be before, then I hope one of you learns to bring people back to life, you know?
When does Aku get Revivify?
Soon, I think. Level 3 spells on Paladin should be
I
soon.
didn't know paladins get Revivify. I
Yeah,
thought it was
man.
clerics only.
No.
Yeah, boy.
Dang.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
World's longest, yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Being revived by Aku with a kiss of life. World's longest, yeah, boy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So, where are you guys? Or are you now leaving? And where are you off to? And before that, who's taking the wand?
Do you guys want me to put it back in my bag, or would you prefer if someone else?
Yeah, I think it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it should stay in the bag.
I think
Yeah,
probably it should stay in the bag. Yes, yeah.
I agree.
Okay. Haydn picks it up and puts it in his bag and hesitates while the kind of satchel flap is open, and then puts his hand back in the bag and pulls out.
You need me again.
No. He pulls out a small wooden box, and he looks at Roman and he says, I was meant to deliver this to you sooner. I don't know why I didn't do it earlier. Here, just take it. Your mom said that you can open it if you say the name of your first pet. It's a password for it.
You know, I don't know how to break this to you, Haydn, but you're not a very good delivery boy.
I've been told that before. Hold on.
Just to clarify, Aku has Revivify as of 2 levels ago.
Aku's such a bastard, I love it.
Yo, what?
I ain't spending my diamonds.
Ridiculous.
Level 9 paladins get it. I just checked.
Hang on.
Is this a classic case of Sai not be like looking at her sheet or like not having an up-to-date sheet?
Well, I'll put it this way. Sai has selected Spirit Shroud as a 3rd level spell, which is directly below Revivify. You had to scroll past Revivify to select Spirit Shroud.
Yeah, this
you
is
come
someone
back
else's
by
To
having
the cleric,
words.
man. That's a burn
Someone
to the
else's
cleric.
problem.
Yeah.
Sai suddenly on the phone to us. Actually, guys, I can't come back next week.
Oh my god, we're gonna have words next week.
The
I
awkward
think
looking over his shoulder, sweating
Clute's
Aku
not
emoji
happy.
is like ready.
I'm never
Yeah.
playing a cleric
think-
again.
You guys have been level 9 since the ghost incident, right?
Oh,
You guys
yeah.
got level 9 and then you got level 10.
When I joined your guys'
Really?
campaign in like January, we were level 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
You
Sai
made
has
me
had
start Roman
Revivify
at
for
level
9
11,
months.
so...
We got
Yeah.
11 from the ghost fight.
Oath of alpha male.
That is a heavy balls move.
I'm not playing support. DPS only.
Cleric.
I kill people.
Yeah.
I don't bring them back to life.
You've had that since the Zoctamy fight. You had it during Orcus.
Yo.
Yo.
Let's go to the fucking library,
This
guys.
is yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway,
on that note,
It's a luxury,
I wish we had the Aku emote, man. I wish we had the Aku
I know.
emote.
And
just
on,
for
that,
that.
and, on,
Well,
and on that
I've
moment,
unlocked it now.
as you guys woke up with much and
Wait,
XP
I wasn't
is not
done.
given.
Wait.
Sorry, Haydn.
We
Sorry,
got
Wand,
sidetracked.
Yeah, I got
Yes,
a
we
present.
did.
I didn't
I
get to
just
open.
gave
Sorry.
him a present.
Sorry.
And I told Haydn what a terrible
Bad
delivery
deal.
boy he was.
He is a terrible delivery boy.
Also, your camera isn't pointing at you,
Oh, sorry.
Mr.
Alright.
DM.
This is as much of a present as like re-gifting something is to someone for
It
Christmas.
is.
So after Roman says, "You're not a very good delivery boy, are you?" Hayden's like, "Shit, wait, I've got something else of yours as well." And he puts his hand in his bag and pulls out 2 books. Just to clarify, I didn't take these from your room. They were given to me. And we also thought you were dead. And we thought they would maybe help us find Ghost or figure out what was going on with Ghost. Here you go. Anyway. And he slides across Roman's dream journal and a book that was... Oh, frick, what was it about? We had...
The Outer Realms.
The Outer Realms, that was it. Yeah. Ascor and I tried reading that one, but it was really complicated, so we gave up. We didn't read the other one, though. I don't know what that one is all about. I didn't have time.
Insight check. Did Haydn read it?
Yeah, go for it.
Wait, where's my character sheet?
Roman write about girls in his dream journal.
In his previous life, he was I was
haven't
going to
done
say
it on
something
camera,
rude there,
but
but I'm not going to say
I'm
it.
trying to think, has Haydn actually tried reading the dream journal during his
Are you
off
joking?
time?
Of course he has.
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys tried.
Haydn
You
we're
guys
talking
tried. Yeah,
about.
yeah, you did try to read the dream journal. This is a deception check.
Oh, my own memory.
Wait, insight, right? Oh
Yeah.
man, why am I not wise?
Because it progressively got more and more twisted. The dream journal, and more about Kyphon and stuff
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
of course. It started going all like cray.
15.
15.
15. Deception.
It meets
oh,
a
wait.
beat.
Oh, sorry. No, 14. Deception. I read your
Yeah.
insight roll.
He read your diary.
I mean, I thought you were dead. Come on. Like, I didn't know I was going to meet you. We were trying to figure out what was going on with Ghost. He was acting super suspicious. Anyway, I don't remember any of it anyway, so just... And it got all confusing and purpley and scribbly and whatever. Anyway,
Yes,
it's yours. Take it back.
Certainly sounds like you don't remember anything. Thank you
Why
for
not?
returning this to me.
Also, no, he wouldn't say that.
Say it. Say it. Say it.
Say it, pussy.
Also, I'm sorry that you and Essek broke up, but you shouldn't be taking that anger out. There's no
Stop. Manifest echo. No.
So
That didn't happen.
what was the name of your first pet?
But,
He has to say it out loud.
No.
yes.
Speak it loudly in the box. Sorry, yes, he does have to say it out loud.
Okay. Did I tell you what this was, or am I making this up now?
You're making it up on the spot.
Okay,
The music like just like stopped like at the perfect moment for this like awkward
Okay.
silence.
Mr. Tickle.
Yeah, magical runes flare up on the outside. And the clock kind of pops open and flicks open, and in like a fairly cushioned portion of the box inside, you see a heavily embossed ring with a gem in the center that has swirling grey mist inside.
Oh. I guess I. There's no note or anything inside it.
No, but you know it's from your mum.
I think your mom suggested that maybe you would be able to contact her. I don't know. She said she wanted me to give it to you like as soon as I found you. Like
I'm
right
so
away.
glad you did. Immediately with post haste. Wonderful. Thank you. No,
Sorry.
thank you.
Please leave me a good review. 5 stars.
I think sometimes no review is better than
an honest
a
one.
review. Yes.
Yeah, fair.
I shall take the ring.
Metagamingly, it's a +2 ring of protection that carries a fragment of possibility as well.
Yo. Okay.
Wait, like
essentially-
it's got 1 fragment possibility right now, or like you can store fragments of
1
possibility.
per
in it?
day.
That's OP. Nice.
And
Wicked.
should Roman die, maybe things happen with the ring. However,
That is different. What are you guys leaving, or are you guys still role playing?
We're not.
We're going to
Yeah,
library.
out. Cool.
Bye.
Didn't given that not just like fights are leveling, you guys can spend the next 5-10 minutes leveling to level 12.
What? No way.
No, because we had an
However-
emotional growth moment.
Emotional growth.
However, it is an ability score or feat, so I will understand if it takes you guys a little bit of time if you haven't thought about it.
For
fuck.
some people, some of us are multi-class, Jamie. So
Also,
Absolutely.
it changes depending on the class, right? It's not always.
No, most classes get ability score improvements and feat at the same time, as well as you'll notice that like most classes get class features at the same time, as well as access to certain level spells and stuff. There's quite a bit of uniformity
This
between
is
them.
completely wrong, but he gets the point a little bit.
Oh wait, am I wrong?
He's so wrong. Some
Okay.
classes,
In which case,
Wow,
ignore me.
rude.
But most people seem to get feats and ability scores at a similar time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ability scores similar times. You're talking like 4, you're talking 8, you're talking
Wow.
those kind of levels.
Yeah, but bless our HP rolls.
HP roll
Someone
everything.
like Eski as a fighter,
Oh,
he got one on
reroll.
6, the bastard.
Praise God.
I
got one
7.
6.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
ability
ability
score
score.
improvement.
Yeah.
Should I
Oh,
physically
yeah.
roll my HP or should I do it on digital?
Yeah, we do physically roll HP, right?
Oh god, let me go get my dice.
what level?
Yeah.
What
How does that
class
work
do I
again?
go up in? What class do I go up in?
What are
It's
your options?
your hit dice plus your Constitution modifier.
Ah, okay.
Uh,
So that's-
I can go to level 6 fighter or level 7 wizard.
What's my hit dice?
Okay, I'm borrowing Inez's dice. So if this one betrays me, then Inez, I hope you'll compensate me.
Plus my.
I think I'm gonna go with wizard because I think that makes
Yes,
more
we just do
sense. Maybe.
Aw, 3? Damn it.
Whoops.
Now I have 65 HP, guys.
You didn't pray for Gab's help.
Fuck, I should have prayed
I'm a
to
bit
Gab.
bigger than you.
Yeah, you gotta pray to Gab, otherwise you won't roll well.
Man.
A reminder that you re-roll ones.
Yeah, I got a 3, Jamie.
I
Oh,
rolled a
no.
1 and then I prayed to Gab and I got a 7 on the D8,
Oh, that's
so
so good.
he will deliver.
I feel like there's no more feats I can actually take that are that good.
Deliver us.
Cause Zug's just chocolate feeds.
I got quite a few, yeah.
Take ability scores then.
Yeah, I might do.
Praise Gab.
Bit of Pinot.
Praise Gab.
Oh man, I wasn't
Bastard.
mentally prepared for this at all.
Yeah, I
can
was
literally
not
spend
ready.
Hours picking feats.
I think it's time for Warcaster.
Oh hell yeah!
Yes, Beach.
Which might be kind of OP actually.
Okay, I'm gonna go wizard. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go wizard.
Wizard.
Do I get more spell slots?
Oh, that means I only roll wizard dice though. That sucks.
Jamie. He's
Yes,
not-
hello.
Oh, he is here. Because we're leveling, I get to prepare an extra spell. Can that extra spell, I don't have it on my prepared spell table because it's not a new day, but does it count as though I have it for the rest of the day?
Given that you guys have done nothing, if you want to quickly adjust your spell list before you leave, you
So
may.
I can have
Done
Legend Lore
nothing.
right now.
You can have Legend Lore right now,
Oh,
should you
good.
wish. If
What
that
does that
changes what
do?
you do, then great, yes.
It means Jamie's going to tell us everything about what's going on in the campaign.
What's a good
Oh.
4th level spell?
Fireball.
I already got fireball.
Oh shit, okay.
Fireball's
Oh,
third level, you lie.
Dimension
yeah.
Door.
Fireball's 3rd level casual.
It's a trick question. There are no good 4th level spells.
Dimension Door.
Dimension Door is basically it.
Hey,
Oh,
considering
is that 4th level? I had, feel like I
Polymorph?
had that from
No.
Ghost for ages.
Polymorph, Banishment, Dimension Door.
That
They're
was
good
just about-
utility ones.
Hmm.
Jamie,
I'm Polymorph,
Yes,
maybe.
hello.
considering Hayden's been like mega corrupted by the Wand of Orcus for ages, could I take
Yes.
Shadow Touched? I know it's meant to be exposure to the Shadowfell's magic, but I feel like Orcus is like kind of same vibe.
So you're actually forced to take a level in Warlock. Please do no.
You bastard! Actually, I wouldn't mind so much. At least I have expertise now.
Yeah, you can do. That's fine. Yeah.
I can take Shadow Touched.
Yeah.
That means, guys, I can cast invisibility, which means our Aku problems are finally over.
Excellent.
I'm gonna take banishment.
If the thing you name isn't of legendary importance, you gain known information. What are you gonna name? Be like, what's my neighbor Frank up to?
What legend lore?
Yeah,
What's Frank up to?
You know, Frank the legend, the man, the myth.
he's
Hey,
a
what's
fucking
Ghost up
legend.
to?
Fucking
The
legend.
more information you already have about the thing, the more precise and detailed the information you receive is.
So if you were a stalker, you get to know like their social security number.
Wizards are so bust, man. They have so many freaking spell slots.
Yeah.
Did I not gain a
Also-
spell slot like that? Fuck.
Echo Knight's busted as well, so good luck with that.
That's
Well,
Shadow Martyr. No, you
I'm
want
not-
the you want the
probably
like
not-
transfer.
I'm probably not going any more levels in fighter.
We had this discussion in our group on Sundays. So because it's under banishment, it's not. But our Echo Knight warrior got mind controlled essentially, and we ban it, and like Aaron banished him. But we worked out that if he'd been plane shifted away instead rather than banish, and his echo was still there, technically there is nothing stopping him switching back because the echo disappears at the end of your next turn, but it's still there on his turn, and he can just whoomp switch places between
But-
planes. There's no
when he-
discussion about it not being
But when he
possible.
moved fit more than 15 foot away, which I assume he would have been
At
on
the
a plane.
end of your turn.
All right.
When it's
It's not
destroyed,
his
so he has
turn.
6 seconds to swap back.
Yeah.
Timey-wimey, spacey-wacey
Yeah, huh?
bullshit.
Yeah, how does that work? Actually, yeah, how does that work with time between the... It doesn't fucking matter. It's the end of his next turn is what's specified.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's hilarious. Uh-huh.
We were just sitting there like, it's bullshit. Then we, banishment is a slightly different spell than plane shift, but it is like, what the heck? What is this?
Jamie, I want to message you about some roleplay things for this feat, so
Okay,
can I
cool.
not select it and just go with my spell?
Absolutely, yes.
I'm also Lauren. I'm messaging you. Some
Oh, am I being DM'd?
being DM'd by not the DM.
If we were, like, maybe it's interesting, I don't know, but I'd like to know, maybe other players would like to know, and the stream as well, but if we, apart from, I guess, Rasha, which might be secret, if we just go around and say what people have roughly selected or what they've decided and what's different. If that's okay? Hi? Yes? No?
Yeah, I think that's cool. Yeah, share the D&D.
Okay, well, I've been lazy and just added 2 points to strength, so that's pretty simple.
Nice.
That's such a Zach thing to do.
Doug,
Zuck's-
smash harder.
His soup has made him stronger. Stronger than you could ever imagine.
Well, you're at 20 strength now.
Yes,
Nice.
because I have a couple of feats that still allow me to take 1 strength.
I think you've actually convinced me, Essek. I was always very against the lucky feat, but I'm like, actually, some character, like, if it's very character driven, that's fine. I'm good.
Yeah, I
with
think
seeing you.
it's within reason. Like, if you're being a little shit and you're just rerolling everything that goes wrong, but
Yeah.
like in some cases, it kind of like it makes sense. It can work, but like in moderation, you know.
In my other game, we have an Oath of Vengeance halfling who has lucky. It's absolutely hilarious. He's so good. He has a West Country accent as well. He's amazing.
That's bad. Okay, guys, I'm actually really torn between 3 different feats. I could, as Lauren has been desperately pestering me to take a level in Warlock. I don't need to take a level in Warlock, but I could take the feat Eldritch Adept, which gives me 1 Eldritch invocation option of my choice from the Warlock class.
Nice.
Some invocations are absolutely epic.
So I don't
Yeah,
know. I'm not
yeah.
familiar with Warlock, so these are the ones I could get. Armor of Shadows, Beast Speech, Beguiling Influence, Devil's Sight, Eldritch Mind, Eldritch Sight, Eyes of the
Eldritch
Runekeeper,
bangs.
Fiendish Vigor, Gaze of Two Minds, Mask of Many Faces, and Misty Visions.
So
Mask
to
of Many
clarify-
Faces.
Yeah, Mask of Many Faces is disguise self at will, just no spell slot, and then some of those is basically, I think Devil's Sight might be you can take magic at will, or is that something else? Chloe?
That's
Oh,
Eldritch
sorry,
Sight.
yeah,
Oh, that's
Eldritch Sight.
Eldritch
Devil's
Sight.
Sight, you can see in all darkness magical or otherwise.
Yeah.
And then
fair.
there's the like super one where you can see all shape-shifted creatures at like level 14, which is
Yeah.
pretty strong. Yeah.
Eyes of the Runekeeper, you can read all written languages. There's
Warlock is
yeah.
strong
Well,
class.
The Mask of Many Faces is like the one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I already have Disguise Self as a spell slot, so like that'd be kind of like make more of my spell slots
But
a little
it's
bit
at
useless.
will.
Gaining a level, you might even be able to change your spells as well. so
Yeah,
think about
you
that.
could change
true.
to a different
Although
spell.
you're limited, obviously, to enchantment and illusion,
Yeah,
unless you've hit one of those special levels.
maybe. I think I'm gonna
Have a
have to
think about that.
decide my feats after the stream.
That's
'cause
fine.
I
I've
will
kind of dumped
agonize
this on
over
you
it for
guys.
hours.
That's cool. That's no problem. If you just, in which case, we'll quickly go around. So Rasha is, do you want to do that roleplay? We'll do it in a second.
Yes, but I do know what I'm gonna take.
Oh, okay. So we'll deal with that in a second. Hayden, you're going to take it in a bit, but you got HP, 3 of it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Doug has gone for a 2-point strength increase and a level in fighter. Roman has gone for a point in wizard.
Yeah, a level in wizard, and I was able to take 2 other spells. I have taken 2 4th level spells. Wait, I thought they were 4th level spells, but they're not appearing in my 4th levels. What is going on here? Hold on a second. Oh, it's because I haven't prepared them. Haha. So I took Banishment and Phantasmal Killer.
Nice.
What does Phantasmal Killer do?
And Phantasmal Killer, you tap into the nightmares of a creature you can see within range and create an illusory manifestation of its deepest fears, visible only to that creature. The target must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the target becomes frightened for the duration. And at the end of the target's turn, before the spell ends, the target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 4d10 psychic damage.
Oh,
Ah,
that's quite a lot of
alright,
psychic
alright.
damage.
Scary!
Now we.
He gets very scared.
Is there
Scary!
anything else with that? How was your HP?
So it like automatically rolled my HP for me.
Okay.
So I guess I got
The
I
average.
think
It gives you the exact
average roll.
average.
Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
I got 4 points. No, I got 5 points, so I'm 74 now. I'm sad because I was on 69 hit points.
I rolled slightly under average, but my con is quite high, so
Nice.
roll on HP.
And Ascor.
Hello. I changed a few things rounds. So I picked up a feat. I picked up telekinetic, unsurprisingly.
Ooh, nice.
And if you already have Mage Hand, it doubles the distance out 60 feet, which is cool. Also lets you nudge a creature as a bonus action 5 feet if you do some kind of contested roll with your spellcasting mod. I switched out a spell which you can do as a sorcerer as well. I can't remember what I dropped, but I picked up tongues. Just because like we've been out here for so long. I can't talk to anyone, even if I'm in disguise. So there's that going on. I have the opportunity to change cantrips. I've not thought I'm going to change it, but I'll have a quick look in a minute. But yeah, that's where I'm at. HP, I've not rolled it, so I'm going to do that now. Where's roll 20? I'm on D6, doesn't even fucking matter, does it? It's a 4. Hey, it's gone alright.
Hey.
I roll.
Oh no.
Yep.
Yeah,
Fingers
give it a sec.
We DC'd for a second, but we're good now.
All right, awesome. So, well done, everybody. Leveling is done. Now, given that did change things, if you wish to Marvel Terms Conservatory or if you wish for Legend Lore, I suppose that can be role played now.
I'm gonna legend lore based off of what we find in the library, I think.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
So walking through with the armor on Aku, as well as Ascor being decisive self, you guys are relatively unaccosted. Some of the guards give you looks over as if they recognize you, but they realize they're no longer looking for you, and you move towards the Marble Tomes Conservatory. Marble Tomes Conservatory, as Roman is guiding you through the city, consists of a grey and marble stone central complex with 2 towers kind of bookending each side. It's a series of adjoining hallways. You can kind of see there's like a central building and then lots of things between the towers. And there's an elaborate series of like connected domed halls and central buildings, lots of tall glass windows that come to rounded tops. And you can see inside there's like lots of kind of warm yellow and orange light. The carvings on the outside are beautiful stained glass, a lot of them kind of reflecting various scenes of Drow and Dynasty history. There are stairs leading up to the 10-foot tall stone door double entrance, 40 steps. It's a decent water climb as you kind of all approach the top.
Opening the door, presumably Roman leads the way in. The entrance hall has very smooth marble floors, about 20-foot high domed ceilings. A large central chandelier arrangement dangling from the top of the domed ceiling, with green baubles kind of lighting the center. In the very center of it, there is a large central green orb that's much larger than the others that seems to be kind of many sided. The others are very circular, but this is more like a dodecahedron, mirroring a beacon. There are multiple hallways kind of leading out. One is that most of them seem to be about 10 foot wide and about 20-foot tall, and they kind of curve off. And you imagine that this is the central area in the reception. Along the walls are beautiful paintings, about an eye level made of glass. At the very end of the hallway towards the ones that are going off, there are spiral staircases as well, kind of leading up. In the center, in this central desk, as you kind of walk in, she kind of looks up, and you can now make out the figure of a female half-orc. Seems to be those of you who know what this kind of creatures look like as they age, so particularly Zug, Roman, and the others, she seems to be about middle-aged, hair going ever so slightly grey, but still maintaining some of its black color. Wearing robes, quite long ones, with a very heavy shawl that seems to be quite well made. Very wild hair covering a decent chunk of her face. Wearing an eyepiece. Those of you who know what kind of like a jeweler's like little like microglass looks like, it's that with kind of a red tint, but a bit longer. She seems to have quite significant underbite, and her tusks therefore protrude quite a bit more forward, and it kind of almost push her upper lip up constantly, giving her a state that looks like she's always a little bit annoyed. As you kind of approach, she looks up, squints, takes a double back at Roman. Back, are we? Sorry, what did you say, Laura?
Sorry, I was muted. Yes, so people keep telling me.
Well, allow me to be the first to welcome you home. Your usual study?
That would be wonderful.
Wonderful. And as she kind of opens up the marble barrier next to her, Roman walks through, and she slams it behind the rest of you.
My consultants, I should like them to join me.
Who looks like a drow at the moment?
Is Rasha?
I guess no one.
Sorry. So I'm just gonna check this. This is a character from Critical Role, if any of you remember her.
Oh.
Yeah, she's the engineer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
CR2 or CR1?
CR2. I'm gonna send a picture.
Then dust the pics.
Wacko.
Oh, she looks cool. She's also someone you don't want to mess with.
Yeah.
Make a persuasion check, Roman.
Oh man. Do I get advantage because I'm handsome?
Are you?
Yes, of course he
I
is.
mean, are you?
That's the number one rule of the Spice Boys. You gotta be hot to join the band.
That's
9.
true.
Yeah.
9. You may have advantage for being handsome.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, don't ask, don't get. Don't ask, don't get.
Share bear.
Every roll from here on.
It's a 4! I told you.
Oh my god.
So that's a 9. Yeah, I guess he turns around kind of haughtily while they're my consultants, so they will be coming with me.
Kind of peers at each of them. That's not with the rules. You know this? It's only certain people in the library. I trust you, them. Spies, secrets you don't know. I don't know.
Well, it is nice to see somebody taking the security of the city seriously. However, we shall not be long. If they could just come through, and then we will leave.
Do you know the books you're looking for? Quickly, Roman.
Perhaps
Come on.
Yes, something like that. Yes, I know the area of study.
Well, a compromise. You bring the books out. They read. I review.
Understood. do not worry. And he gestures to the rest of the group. I shall bring out what I think we may need, and you can peruse. And Professor Wacko here will see that you do not cause any harm.
Is that in common or undercommon?
So she's been speaking in undercommon.
Roman speaks to the party in common. So I guess he would say, it is sort of a members-only deal. I thought perhaps we could get through, but it seems she's not having it. Therefore, if you just go along with it, I'll be back out in a second.
Well, I can't fucking read, so...
Can't read. Okay.
Well, I can't read undercommon, so it's kind of pointless for me to go in anyway. All the books are in undercommon, right?
Combination.
Or Ancient Elvish, Sylvan, perhaps, yes.
I could probably read that. It's close enough. Elvish. Anyway, we can wait out here. That's fine.
Okay, Roman. If you're going in to get these books, could you make an investigation check and let me know what kind of you're looking for?
Okay, so mother effer. I've got a +9 and I rolled a 15. So first of all, I will be looking for any geographical texts around the Calamity and where, like, Vespa and Chloras kind of might have been around those times, or like historical documents pertaining to like describing the situations around the Calamity that might suggest those.
Dungeon Master, may I? There was something I meant to give my companion before they entered the building. Would it be possible to have given that to them?
Sorry, what did you say, Ascor?
Well, what I was saying was that I would have quite liked to have given an item to my dear friend before he went inside.
I'm sure that can be done.
I love this bugbear.
In one of the various trips back. Are you speaking common, or are you speaking to me as the DM, or?
I'm speaking to you as the DM.
Yeah, that's fine. Bug it, absolutely. What do you want to give Ghost?
The world's most astute bugbear.
I thought that was incredibly distinguished bugbear.
Distinguished bugbear.
That should be your next character.
And it was. It's kind of like weird. It's like Ascor speaking in Ascor's voice. A big bugbear, a huge jaw going yapping, and Ascor's voice coming out says, "Well, I'll be wanting these back." And he hands you a pair of spectacles, which gleam slightly, and they are a pair of what is it called?
These the eyes.
They are the eyes of minute seeing.
Ah.
And what do they do? Thank you.
The
Yes,
crystal lens. Yeah, the crystal lenses fit over the eyes. While wearing them, you see much better than the normal, out to a range of an entire foot. You have the advantage on intelligences checks that rely on the seeing while searching an area or study or an object within that range. So you have advantage on reading the books.
I don't need to be attuned to it, do I?
No, you don't.
Well, okay.
They're good.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, he says in Undercommon, Professor Bugbear. I can't believe I went in without these.
Rasha snorts
silly
at
of
that.
me.
And Ascor says, "Ja, genau, natürlich."
Okay, do I get to roll again?
Yes, you may. Professor Wacko seems a little bit enchanted by the bugbear.
I rolled a 16! What the hell?
Okay.
Oh,
Professor
I'm
Wacko seems
sorry,
a little
I'm
bit
so
enchanted
terrible.
by the bugbear. Kind of keeps glancing up at you from the research. However, bringing the books back, Roman brings out several books that the party can start going through. How long do you guys pretend on being here? Just until you can find stuff, pretty much?
I think
Or a time limit, or-
So when Roman has brought out those books for the party to start looking through, he wants to go back in and find books on how, like, potentially try and think around ways that Essek might not have thought about getting in this box, like try and think outside of the box.
Yeah, make another investigation check.
But if you're going back in Roman, can you also look for, like, I don't know, Kaifon and, like, you know, the Blood Queen and lots of things. Lots of things to know.
Oh, guys, we can come back here. This isn't the priority, figuring out the cucumber salad.
Indeed, I
Recipe.
can confirm with you there is no place that harbors more knowledge on Kyphorn and the Far Realms than my own study at
Fine. Well,
Den
not
Eveville.
that one then. I never mind. Then that is fine.
So long as none of the books. Siege weaponry. Warfare.
27
27.
on
this
the
is-
box.
Okay. Cool. So, for your own research, and I'll say you don't bring this out to the group, there is precious little research to do with kind of opening. There's a lot on opening these devices, but precious little to do with directly doing this. But there are a couple of scant notes you find to do with similar-ish devices that have been done that have been found alongside beacons previously. That after much investigation and experimentation have been opened. I would say you find the ways they've been done, and that probably will slightly lower the DC for some of the attempts, and also might give you advantage on a roll if you're attempting to help Haydn or yourself attempt to open one of the sides. So Roman is aware of previously, if similar devices have been found, how they've been opened. That might not be the way this is opened, but it is at least ideas. Kind of the sequences of like where you press, what you twist, what happens, why certain pieces move and some don't. It's probably helpful there. I will say, Roman, however, that has taken you several hours.
Yeah.
The group, however, as you're going through these books, could everyone who is going through it make a history check with advantage if you are looking through the books that Roman
Hey,
is giving you?
Jammers.
Yes. Sorry,
I
is my camera? Yes. I just know. Thank
Oh
you.
no! I have a DM question.
Yeah.
Obviously, I get proficiency in history because of the Wand of Orcus, but because we're like not friends right now, do I still get that?
You
Or
still get it. You're still attuned.
okay, cool.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Oh. Double
This is a history check with
17s.
advantage, yeah?
Praise Gab!
Praise Gab.
Okay. What did you get, Haydn?
17.
17. Ascor?
Dirty 20.
30, 20. And Zog, are you looking through the books? Or are you not
No.
bothered? No. Okay, fair enough. Zog is kind of watching you. The bugbear. Hayden with the 17. Surprisingly, when it comes to the history of the calamity, there's a lot here. Rashona
Persona.
used to be, of course, Gordoranis, which is the central point of the calamity, and therefore a lot of it is grounded here. What happened, kind of the location. Rasona, of course, means rebirth in the language
Wait.
of the Drow.
Is this book in common?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay,
The
continue.
language of the Drow. And it wasn't built directly on the site of the initial opening. This is all that Haydn learns. Therefore, you imagine his body is probably not here. And as you're kind of reading more about it, you learn that the reason it was kind of chosen was far enough away from the entrance to, the place the calamity happened, because the magic's kind of stopped, and this is the place where when the calamity ended, the feedback of magic was strong enough to break some of the bonds, in particular the dynasty and the Kryn to Lolth. However, there's no mention of Vesping Flores in there.
Okay.
Ascor.
Yes.
You, in your book, find that corroborates what Ghost was saying. Vesping Flores was indeed the Archmage who seeked to bring the Betrayer gods into this world, and that happened somewhere around here. You don't know why, beyond speculation as to why any Archmage would do anything back in that time. And you know that you kind of get a rough story of the calamity, and he is mentioned a couple of times appearing both in this area. There is a mention of him being at the battle at Vasselheim at the end, but there is no mention of his body beyond that. Rasha, you find somewhere down with a natural 20 to total what?
Oh, probably not very high. I mean, it's history.
23.
No, 21. I'm
21.
not an int class.
Okay, that's still fine. A natural 20. So you're looking for the history of the calamity. You know, as same as the others, you find that Vesping Flores
100%. He was very much was lived and born in Gordranis. The reason you don't it again, there is only speculation to do with reason why, but he went about freeing many of the betrayer gods. And you know that indeed what Ghost said is true, is that the location of the tree and the abundant terrace is rumored to be the place where that happened. Place where the betrayer gods were brought into this world. You also find a recollection, though, of after the defeat of Vasselheim, the Archmage's body was returned to Roshana, but you do not know where it was taken or if it is still here. But
So that's kind of what we knew already, huh?
it's confirming most of what Ghost said. Ghost was not lying about a decent chunk.
Hmm. Well,
If you
guys,
pass- Sorry, go on.
I don't know. I mean, we know his body came back to this city, but where it went after that is another question. He died in Vasselheim, but I don't know. What does anyone do with the corpse of a bad guy? Do you not just step on it a lot? Put it
Depends
in a
how bad he
firepot?
was.
Very bad.
Step
Maybe.
on it a lot then.
Yeah, but how did his skull and things end up on that, the cucumber? I can ask Geb, I suppose. Can ask him about it. This thing. He can tell me a story. Maybe you'll know a secret or something. Oh my god, this dog is so cute.
So,
Yeah, fuck it. I'll legend lore Bespin Chloras. So, yeah. Rasha
Okay.
is gonna sigh and say, guys, don't speak to me for 10 minutes. I must think really hard. Okay, Gib. He's gonna clutch his holy symbol and kind of assume a meditative stance, or at least cross his legs. And wait, do we have a seating area? Are we just sat on the floor outside the library?
you're kind of stuck in this massive hall, like with occasionally the half-orc looking up at you, like.
Okay, then he's gonna sit on the floor and Halo mode for a while.
Okay.
Can we help with your praying? Haydn kind of sits down on the ground next to Rasha and pulls out his little Geb symbol necklace that he's got kind of under his shirt, and he's like, praise Geb, right?
Yeah, praise Geb. Praise him a lot.
Zug, get over here.
Oh, okay.
Come help.
Praise Geb.
Praise Geb.
Praise Geb.
Praise Geb.
Praise Geb. Please tell us, Geb, about Vespin Chloras and his body and all the bad things he did.
Okay. Right. Sorry. Sorry, I'm just writing it. Sorry. So
No, this spell is so mean because it forces the DM to tell a little, rhyme or poem or something.
So, enamored with the flight of the raven,
Oh my, okay. Mm-hmm.
a foolish one broke bonds that should have remained forged,
Mm-hmm.
becoming the first thrall, as was all he deserved. Now used as fertilizer, he rests deep beneath the arbor, guarded by what he unleashed.
Mm-hmm. Rash's eyes shoot open and he says,
And before you do,
Oh.
with Rasha's eyes glowing gold,
you feel a warmth on your chin as a hand kind of pulls your head up a little bit, and you're staring into this golden form, not an entirely consistent form, a kind of thing, and goes, "Thank you for the other two, Rasha. Their strength and you spreading my word aids me in resisting this evil I fight more than you will ever know. Please continue to do so."
I'm sorry, it's only two of them. I'm not very good at making people believe in you.
You will be better. I believe in you. And 3 is more than 1, and 1 is more than 0.
Yeah, I will be better. I promise.
You will not break and forge our path anew.
Mm.
Thank you. And with that, you wake up. Oh, eyes open, not wake up.
His eyes shoot open, and he looks to the left and to the right. You know, Gabe knows who you are, by the way. He said he was really happy that he has a church, and it helps him a lot fighting. You know, his the Blood Queen thing he's stuck with. So he said thank you to me. God thanked me. That is so cool. But also thank you guys, because he really needs help. So
Yeah, of course. Happy to help.
But he was actually really helpful about Mr. Vespin. What is an arbor? I don't know what that word is. What is an arbor? An armor? No, it wasn't an armor.
It's like flowers,
Ardor?
right?
Flowers.
Arbor?
It is flowers.
Or a harbor, like boats?
Oh, wait, what did he say? Maybe I misheard it. Maybe it was a harbor. No.
Is Roman back yet?
I'll say it. Roman probably has heard this. Yeah, the Arbor Exemplar. Probably you know what that is. I'll say Roman can put
Now
two together.
As fertilizer, he rests deep beneath the arbor, guarded by what he unleashed.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense if it was like flowers, right? Because he's fertilizer.
Yeah, flowers.
Well, an arboretum is indeed a collection of trees, and to say this conflates with what you've told me previously, there is one rather large tree planted by the Wild Mother herself out in the barbed fields.
But definitely it is the tree. It is the tree.
So we were going the right way?
Ghost was not lying, it seems.
Why wouldn't he lie? He always lies. He lies about everything. Why would he be truthful about this one?
I mean, various degrees of truth to hide a deeper lie. If you were always suspicious of him, of course he had to sprinkle in things that were true. It makes sense. It's how these kinds operate, I suppose.
Yeah. Alright, so I guess we can go borrow your family's moorbounders again and head back out that way?
Our moorbounders.
Yeah.
Different.
But they're being stored at your family's house. Your house.
No, not at the estate, of course not. They'll be stored at the pens on the outside of the city where you collected them and dropped them off.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. Haydn would have known that. I'm a dumbass.
Don't be silly.
So, okay, we know where the body is. Do we know what we do with it when we find it? Like we just, I don't know, smack it a lot and then they want it destroyed, or... Wait, do we know that, Dion?
So I believe Haydn was told that he needs to reunite the skull and the spine with the rest of the body.
Right. Okay. Okay, so we do know. Cool. To some extent. Oh.
Not that I doubt you, and given that all different pieces of research seem to match up to one another, just would like to raise a small red flag that sometimes it's very convenient when all of these pieces line together. You're looking for a common pattern in them, something to corroborate something you already believe in, as opposed to doing objective research and things like that. Not to say that this is not something that should be pursued with utmost urgency. It should, just by way of caution. It's all very convenient and it also seems very suspicious that reuniting part of the wand with one of the architects of the calamity could be entirely a good thing. So, but I have not a better option for you. So
I can ask Gib again, you know. It is quite tiring, but I can do it a bit more.
Your Geb does seem very helpful.
He's the best. He's a god. Of course he is helpful. He's like god of the earth, you know. He is like just Roman like starts trying to talk, Rasha just keeps cutting him more about that. He is the Allhammer's master, you know. The Allhammer is just an apprentice of Geb. Geb is better than him, and people don't know that, but he is. So, yeah, he's really helpful. What kind of look is Roman giving him right now?
Just like, very good.
Is it a doubtful very good?
No, it's like like the look of a not quite exasperated is not the word I'm looking for, but a sort of just like an adult where they're like kind of looking at a child who's like going on and on and on about something where the adult's like, that's great. I'm so happy that this makes you happy, even though I have no idea what you're talking about.
Right, indulgent.
Yeah, indulging. Yeah, it's an indulging look. Yeah.
But it is real, okay? So it's not,
You do need to worry about whether I believe it's real or not, of course.
No, but I need to get more people in the church. Okay, that is another thing. Okay, am I asking Geb about the actual destroying bit, or
whether it would cause further harm?
Right.
For that, I am at a loss. Perhaps your companions could share further insight. You will have more experience around this object and first-hand experience of Orcus himself.
Will I do it? Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna do it. Gonna ask Gab about the Wand of Orcus.
It's like, specifically, what do you want to know about the Wand of Orcus?
I want to know how we destroy it. What happens? Do we have to fight some shit? Like, does it just poof out of existence when we stick the spine back in the rest of the corpse? Do we get Naddan back? Destroying the Wand of Orcus is our legend lore topic for the day.
Okay, this isn't going to be quite as much in a rhyme. Barely leaving its master's side, other than to cause havoc for his own amusement. Made from bones as hard as iron, topped with the magical skull that once belonged to a human, stolen by Orcus. rumored to only be destroyed by return to its resting place or bathed in the dark blood of the Dragon Queen. This artifact will cause misery.
Rumored.
Yeah, he sounds like he doesn't really know, guys. He just sort of said, yeah, just put the skull back and it destroys it. Or put it in the blood of the Dragon Queen. So if you have any of that lying around, you know, and just dunk it in.
Personally, I'm a little short on that.
Who is the Dragon Queen? Is she a really big one?
Is the Dragon Queen a betrayer god or a
Yes,
prime deity?
Tiamat.
Oh, Tiamat. Yeah. Well, I would say that not many people around these parts would be hugely familiar with the Dragon Queen.
Okay, so, yeah, well, Vespin Chlorasitis. Good. Great.
Certainly, it's more doable.
Great. Good. So when are we going? Are we going now?
Post haste.
Yeah, I'd say we should go as soon as possible.
Yeah. Yay.
Do you have any further business in the city before we leave?
Nothing more urgent than resurrecting Naddan and freeing Haydn.
Yeah. I agree.
And once this immediate threat is dealt with, we can return and regroup and see what the next most immediate threat is.
Well, we certainly aren't short of options. That's for sure.
DM, just to chime in there, I changed my mind about the feat I chose earlier. I changed it from telekinetic to resilience, so proficiency in wisdom saving throws.
Okay,
Oh,
awesome.
dope.
Nice.
I need me some of that.
On that note, Roman, while Rasha was talking to you about Geb and trying to tell you some stuff, there was just something about him that felt ever so slightly more compelling than he has in the past. Almost as though maybe his words carry just a little more weight than they otherwise had.
Okay.
Yeah, I took the skill expert feat, so I have like expertise in like all the smithing stuff, and I put proficiency in persuasion so I can convert people to the Church of Geb.
Praise Geb.
So what am I doing then?
No, just a role play thing, you know.
Oh, okay. I thought,
Little
like,
boy just seemed a little less little for a moment.
The growth.
I didn't know this was happening today, but I put this necklace on specifically thinking this is like my like little fake Praise Geb like medallion necklace like Hayden's got, and I was like, Praise Geb.
That's not fake.
Praise Geb.
Yeah, it's real. It's definitely there.
It's real.
Real necklace for a real god, guys.
I think if Rasha made this, it'd look a little bit nicer, but
Nah.
it'll do.
So,
Prop.
with the group maybe confirming how to get rid of the wands, and with an arduous journey ahead of them, perilous, with both the Solar Rosa here and Ghost potentially out in the Bar Fields on their way to the Arbor Exemplar and having no idea where the body may be other than perhaps under the ground at that point and what lurks beneath a tree planted by the Wild Mother surrounded by aberrant magic. We shall leave it there with an intense RP session. You guys have next session going to go pick up the Moorbounders. Make your way back out to the Barb Fields. Try not to die. Try not to get betrayed again.
Yeah. I hate that place.
And yeah, thanks everybody. Hope you have fun. And hopefully we will have Sai back next week.
Yes, finally.
Yeah.
She has a lot to answer for next week, though.
I know.
Where the fuck is your Revivify?
9
Now,
months.
Listen here, sigh.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Thank you everyone for today. It was super fun. We have a couple of thank yous just as the stream is ending, but please stick around because we are gonna send a little raid over to some lovely D&D folks also here in the UK. So first of all, thank you Devil Lee for following, also for sending us the 86th floor raid. We're really sorry about the mix-up earlier.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, we love you so much. Thank you so much.
We
for
owe you a
that.
raid.
Yeah, we do. We do. Thank you, Clue, for resubscribing. Also, thank you earlier, 86th floor for the raid. Although I know we forced you to do it. Alice Victoria and Kira Clem for following. Jamie, thank you very much for gifting subscriptions to Silence, Zero, Wiccan Wolves, Stormwolf, that Scottish guy Dave, and Void Despair.
We got another emote, didn't we?
We did. So today we unlocked the D&D Ascor emote, but starting next week we will have another emote available. So we're gonna have to go head to head whether that's gonna be the Aku emote or the Roman emote. So we will take that one offline, as they say. Rest of the thank yous: Elderwiser, thank you for following. Holly Turpin, thank you very much for the host. And Chibi Aurelia, thank you so much for gifting subs to T-Leaf, Lestriga, and yourself. Thank you very much. You helped us finally reach our goal. And then also NYC Zone, T-Money Plays 71, thank you very much for the follows. And finally, Caddy, thank you so much for gifting a sub to our beloved Fruits. So
Thank you, Caddy.
Yes, thank
you,
you, everyone. So now we are going to go raid, check D's out. Who are
These what?
D's you're gonna find out when we raid them. So they look like a really cool D&D group. They are based in the UK as well, and they're gonna be streaming for another hour and a half. So that should hopefully take you all through to your bedtime. So if you guys would like to raid with us, you can copy the Praise Geb emote, which is here. So get ready with your little copy paste. Praise it, praise Geb, or if you are a subscriber, you can use your D&D boy Rasha emote. So spam that one 3 times in a row, and you should be nice and happy. Luke, do you not have a subscription? I thought you had a subscription.
Yeah, I just did it wrong. Don't you worry.
Oh, okay, good. I see a crying emote in the.
I just don't know what I'm doing.
I'm gonna give you a subscription if you don't have one. Okay, cool. So let's raid. Check.
Crying emote.
Check these out. There we go. There it is. This channel is intended for mature audiences. If you're not mature like us, get in the raid. Okay.
I also check out Tabletop Titties.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Tabletop Titties.
Please go check out Tabletop Titties. I need to go do a quick social post for them because I promised them I would, and send them a graphic, which I haven't done yet. So I'll do that.
Titties out, boys.
Erwin.
I know I've been so busy though. Oh, also you guys should all go play Life is Strange True Colors. I love you. Bye.
Absolutely, play that game. Bye.
Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
When you're left alone, spread my attention.